And on that note, welcome back, everyone, to the land of Sundered Crown, the small hamlet of Harkala, on the steppes of the northern kingdom of Tuskegee. The Lion of the Harashan Coast have come here at the behest of your patron, in some ways, Lord Xavier Murdoch, who vouchsafed you that he had received intelligence from several agents that he had in the area that the Fivefold Troop were planning a major expedition in this area. The information that he had was sparse, gathered from numerous sources via the increasingly unreliable method of sending. Given how many agents he has and how much information he has to manage in any one day, he had very little of a picture to give you when he sent you. However, he did inform you that his local agent in charge, a man by the name of Balin, would meet you in this self-same hamlet. Upon your arrival, you made your way to the only guest house or tavern available in this small settlement, a place called the Aurochs Rest, where you were greeted by the innkeeper and found yourselves in company of what seemed to be an adventuring party planning their next excursion. You ate and drank, and then felt a curious sensation as poison that had been secreted in this food threatened to overwhelm you. Fortunately, in part due to the bolstering presence of the paladin in your midst, you all were able to shrug off the effects of the poison. And a fight ensued, a fight that proved deadly to the innkeep and the adventuring party, who revealed themselves to all be some form of assassin after your blood. During the fight, the innkeep activated a prepared ritual showing that whomever opposes you right now, they have a good deal of power at their disposal, for the ritual summoned forth an ice devil that, though it did take a toll in some ways, was still handily put down by your combined effort. And now, the hamlet beyond the wall, the Aurochs Rest, is deathly still. Nothing moves. Inside, there is no more sound either. Only your panting breath as the adrenaline of combat disperses. And the creak as floorboards that have been roughly trod upon and furnishings that have been thrown aside settle into their new places. And in this quiet, what are you up to?
Suppose we're turning over bodies.
Okay. Are you just basically going to search them?
Suppose so.
Okay.
Lorian, where are you going?
I'll peek out the door.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Put that out of use.
There weren't many people, but there were people around.
When you came in, yeah, the size of the place, 21. Okay. Oh, you guys can't even see. That was a nat 20. Good first roll.
All downhill from here.
Yeah.
When you first entered, yes, you were met by a rather brusque gate guard, and you did see some people moving around, going about what seemed to be daily chores. And a place as small as this, you'd estimate there's probably no more than maybe 50 to 75 people in the whole hamlet. But right now, as you look out, there is no movement. About the only thing that you see stirring at first are distant birds across the steppes beyond the palisade. But as you watch, for a moment, peering out, you do see glimmers of movement in some of the other buildings. shadows of faces appearing for a moment at the window, staring out at the Aurochs Rest. But no one emerging behind as these look.
I'll just shut the door.
Good first impression.
Well, it seems like everybody else is hiding, so I think they knew this was going to happen, or maybe they were waiting to jump us when we leave.
We could ask.
Well, we could, but I'd figure out a wait for y'all to finish fucking with the bodies.
Speaking of which, who is participating in the search?
I will help if someone else wants to lead. I will hold it up and be like, eh?
Buddy.
Pick the head up off the table by the hair.
Yes, buddy.
It's like something Midnight would probably do.
I'll bring him over and go ahead and roll.
I suppose just so if we're not doing, are we doing specific ones or are we doing like all together? Like, do I need to pick one to start with?
No, we can do all together.
Okay, cool.
So, Midnight, somewhat professionally and rapidly investigates each of the bodies, running his hands along their belts and the like to see if there's any hidden pockets and things like that. And since you guys are there, both of you can go ahead and roll me insight check as he reels off his discovery.
Insight check. Have a check.
Is that everybody or just those two?
You can as well. You are hovering, so...
You are hovering.
Well...
You're making sure we're doing a good job. Like a proud
you're in the area. You're receiving the wisdom.
That's a good way to put that.
So, Wander, actually, you are the only one who kind of, as he's kind of listing off the things that he's finding on their bodies, it all seems very kind of expected on a group of this kind. You know, it's the normal things you would expect to find on a adventuring party, essentially. Much of it is stuff that you, or at least, you know, Lorium, and the others that have pockets and the like, carry about their persons to this day. It's, you know, the remnants of climbing kits, rations, different denominations of coin, daggers, blades for the road, mess kits, that kind of thing. And as he kind of reads, picks each item out and lays it out and kind of reads them off, you realize it's very much exactly what you would expect an adventuring party to carry, without anything that could possibly identify them. It is all very kind of, yes, this matches a cover story, for example, but actually does not tell you anything about the person who was carrying it.
It's starter equipment!
These were level 1 adventurers that didn't use a backstory.
Actually, they do have some rather, the equipment that they have is very good, as kind of nondescript almost as it might be. It is also quite a quite effective equipment for the most part. The greatsword that the man is carrying is registers as magical. I'm just going to tell Naira this because you've got your magic vision up, so you will get this like just automatically. The gentleman here, in addition to carrying a +1 short sword, also has a dagger that registers as magical, and 2 vials on him that also register as magical.
And none of us recognize what they are, or like what they could be.
Give me an Arcana roll. Or
My brain's
nature.
pretty big. Oh, that is also pretty big, so here we go.
And Midnight actually can roll this as well.
No, I mean 10, you know. Damn it, he one-upped me.
I am not rolling well for Midnight.
I was literally about to say, can you give me control of his character?
Mine was nature, doesn't count. Mine was nature, doesn't count.
But yeah, let me give you control over the token there.
Can I roll the nature?
As Naira, absolutely.
I'm not even proficient, but I do have a +5, so...
Jack of all trades.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Lorian is so smart. Holy shit.
Naira, with your passive Arcana, and Lorian with your 19, the vials, from what you can see of them, they don't appear to be potion vials. It would be the only thing that you are kind of certain of. You're not quite certain what is inside them, but from kind of the form and the seal on the vials, it's pretty clear that they're not intended for swigging. So you would guess that they're not a potion. But beyond that, you're not entirely certain. You
Poison
also find,
or grenade?
Could be both.
This gentleman here, he has the cloak that he was wearing as he fought and was somewhat rather theatrically moving around as he attempted to battle you, does also register as magical.
Yeah.
And the magic greatsword. Of the big guy.
Hell yeah.
This guy he is also wielding a arcane focus that, especially once Wander has which I assume you do, shared his insight about the equipment that they were wielding. You realize, Naira, does not match. Typically, you can kind of tell what tradition as in basically, were they trained at the colleges? Did they train at a specific tower? That kind of thing, or did they follow the teachings even if they didn't train at the institution itself? You can generally tell that kind of thing from the equipment that a spellcaster has about their person. In both of these cases, their arcane foci and the component pouches and other kind of equipment about their person are utterly devoid of the normal kind of markings you would expect to see.
Real professionals, then.
Nothing blows up. There is no twang of a wire breaking or anything like that, but there is the rattle of a lock.
Well, it doesn't smell bad in here, so the odds are, if people are dead, then they haven't been dead long. Well, I'm gonna go do wander things.
I
You guys
suppose
do that?
Midnight is going to be attempting to do something about that lock. Okay.
I'll also give him Guido before I walk away. He does not need it. He does not need
he
it.
absolutely does not need it. With a 31, with a skill and dexterity that would make short work of all but the most complex dwarven puzzle locks. He basically just lockpick McNally'd this thing, or he just kind of goes oh, Okay. Oh yeah, I see. It's one of these. So.
In my head, my first reaction to that was just he walks over, turns the doorknob, and looks at Lorium.
It's just like,
Jostle the knob a little bit, you fucking.
but yes, the door is open as far as he knows.
And then he...
Yeah, you also have ownership apparently. I saw when I was in the.
Oh! Hey, well, look at that!
That's so much better from my perspective because I can just see this.
Inside, as you open the door, the words, or I don't know if they were in character, but if they were, Wander's words hit you as you are suddenly assaulted by an all too and unfortunately familiar smell.
They were absolutely in character. The optimism was there.
The optimism.
You realize now that the fire roaring in the hearth and the open door to the kitchen was filling the main hall with the scent of broth and smoke. And that was covering, at least from when not in close proximity, the smell of two bodies that must be... Well, go ahead and give me a medicine check. Anybody who's in the area.
Oh, absolutely. I will give you a medicine check right now. That is a medicine check. I think you're still alive.
Hell yeah.
Oh.
So close to that.
Hey! So Naira and Midnight, both of you, as the door opens and this smell rolls out, and you get a look at these two bodies, both of them ashy skinned and slightly distended and distorted in death. They've been dead for at least 3 days. More than that, it's hard to be precise, but it is easy enough to tell the cause of death for both of them. This one, there is a great slash that cuts across the front of his torso. It's hard to say for certain, but not a great stretch to imagine that it was caused by the very great sword carried by the man you just slew. This one has died through a smaller, more precise thrust through in his chest from what could be a rapier, such as was carried by this gentleman. There are also, from what you can see, in fact, actually roll an investigation check as you're examining these two bodies.
Okay.
More than the cause of death. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just as I do that. When you originally said determine the cause of death, my first thought was yes, murder.
They done got killed to death.
Safe bet. $16. Okay. Hard to tell much more than that about the circumstances of the man's death. Hang on. What you can tell is that he was, as I said, he was probably killed at or around about the same time as the other individual. His clothes, it's clear that his body was searched and quite thoroughly after his death. You can see that the seams of some of the pockets have been ripped open, and like just the way that his cloak has been torn up and things like that. Like the seams of his shirt and boots and things like that have been all torn open. The heel was ripped off. Somebody searched him very thoroughly, either before or after death. One other thing that you as strange is that whilst he is for the most part fairly clean, other than the blood, his hands and sleeves have bits of like dried twigs and sawdust caught in the material.
Which I relay to everyone.
As for this gentleman, his body was not subject to the same level of search. He was killed and then basically dumped here, and from as far as you can tell, ignored since that point. Looking him over and kind of doing your own perfunctory search, he doesn't have anything on him that would strike you as suspicious. About the most dangerous thing on his person is a kind of a kitchen knife. Not even really equivalent to a proper dagger. Judging by the kind of flour stains on his hands and the oil on his shirt, you'd imagine he was likely somebody who either worked or owned the tavern.
Does anyone have speak with dead?
No. Wander whispers from across the tavern.
What level even is that? Second? Or third? Oh, okay. I don't think I can even use that, yeah, no. It's only a cleric thing. Well, probably should leave him here.
Are you saying we need a cleric?
You shut your dirty mouth.
One day.
He will light this room on fire and it will be glorious.
His ring will disappear and
look at the barrels of mystery.
There won't be another chance at Revivify.
But Lorium will actually pick up the bodies and just
start piling them in the middle of the room.
No!
Both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, where do you move them to?
Move them over here. Just all the way over. Yeah.
Do you do anything with them, or are you just kind of like...
He's basically placing them closer to the door so that when we leave, we can just be like, hey, is this y'all's? And then he'll just start walking out. So some sort of cellar door. Might be more. Who knows? Or it might just be a cellar.
Is my detect magic picking up anything else in here?
No, actually.
Hope you made a map for this.
Wasn't there something weird about the tablecloth? Other than it was just, there's a tablecloth, but there's something under here.
It had the magic circle underneath it.
Well,
It was a
not
summoning
only
circle.
the magic circle was on the floorboards of the inn itself, and the table had been laid over it. But the cloth, Naira did see that it did have what appear to be arcane patterns and runes embroidered on the underside.
Do I recognize what these are?
Go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. Lorium, as for you, while she is examining those, you go out there and throw open the cellar doors, and looks like a cellar. Like it's not as large as you might have expected it to be. Basically looks like essentially kind of a root cellar. You can see pretty much all of it from where you are, and it looks like there's a few crates of you're not certain what, but you would imagine supplies of some kind stacked down there, and doesn't appear to be much else.
Fireball. Man, if only I had that wand of burning hand still.
Don't you?
I gave it to a fucking fire elemental.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If only you had a way to start a fire other than that.
I take out my tinderbox. He's right. I take out a deck of minor things and draw and hope for a fucking
now-
dragon breath.
For with a 16, let me actually double check something. Okay, yeah. No, yeah, you would actually recognize this. You recognize, you're not exactly certain of the workings of the tablecloth or anything like that, but you do recognize some of the patterns and like magical flows that are described in this weaving as being quite similar to those used in the spell Nystul's Magic Aura.
Oh.
So this was the reason we couldn't sense the magic?
Potentially.
I'm gonna pack that up.
Okay.
That could be of some real use.
Yeah.
Is the spell now just imbued on the cloth, or is it a duration effect?
You don't know.
Ah. Lorem, quick, roll a 19 on Arcana again. Oh no. Well, are we going to use it to wrap up these bodies and carry them out? As he doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is. He just sees her packing it.
Easy.
Christine?
Meg!
Your internet might be
Damn you,
fucking around again.
Hello?
Hello!
Hello!
Hello. There you are. I'm sorry, you cut out for me as well. What did you say?
Lorem just looks at you packing up the tablecloth and it's just like, are we going to use that to pack up the bodies and carry them out of here or what?
Well, I wasn't. No, this is for study for later. I think there's something special about the pattern.
You're into embroidery now?
Well, I mean, embroidery. I've always been into the weave, I suppose.
Is that a pun?
Lorium, what do you mean? You don't pay attention to the newest forms and types of fashion?
He's going to pick up these two bodies, which I'm sure are bigger than these ones. And while he's doing so, he just turns over his shoulder, looks at you, looks down at his, like, what he's wearing, and then looks up to you. Yes.
I would have never have thought.
And where are you going to be slinging these two?
Out the door.
Okay.
Open it, throw them out there, close it.
Surely there are innocent people in this town who are going to be greatly disturbed by that scene.
Yeah. He's gonna pick up this one.
Okay.
Do the same thing. One more.
We can see the gate from like right here, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Is that guard still there? If I go, whoop,
Ah!
we merge.
The two of you step out and wander. What's your passive? It's like 28.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you would see, and Lauren, if you want to, you can roll a perception as well if you like.
Why don't I?
We didn't eat for very long, did we? It was only like 10, 15 minutes.
They had
no,
to prepare
yeah.
the food and everything too.
Yeah, it's been. I mean, yeah, the eating itself only took about 10 minutes, but yeah, you've been in town for maybe 45 minutes at this point.
We didn't
You
even
could say
eat the
we're
food.
new in town.
The food is still there, actually, probably, right?
Well, at this point, what
Or-
was
yeah,
left of
right
the
there.
food is scattered all over the floor because the table got overturned
Oh, yeah.
by a ice devil. But
Still perfectly edible.
Lorium, you are kind of distracted again, looking into some of the windows where you saw movement earlier. Wonder, for your part, you seeing his distraction, seeing him glancing at the windows, you see the same, and with your kind of preternatural awareness, you are able to catch clearer glimpses of the faces. No visors, no helm, but fear, men, women, and children, all stealing glances from behind curtains toward this building. Curtains that are quickly thrown shut as you emerge with bodies being thrown astrew. Turning toward the gate, you do actually see the guard kind of leaning on his halberd and watching you. And as he kind of... Are you trying to hide the fact that you're looking around at all?
No.
Then as he kind of sees you kind of see him, you kind of see him just go... kind of like picks up his halberd and starts just kind of trudging is definitely the correct descriptor toward the Aurochs Rest.
Look at him!
Man, I can't believe I have to do this.
He doesn't look aggressive, but he certainly doesn't look happy to
Disappointed.
see you at all. As he's approaching, he's got like his face is set in a fairly grim frown. This big bristly mustache under the helmet, and the eyes that are staring out at you are definitely angry, but there is no kind of aggression or malice in his advance.
And before
He
he
is
gets
holding.
before he gets too close, I'm gonna just gesture to the houses, kind of like casually. That's a weird word to say in this situation, but casually gesture towards the houses, and to Lorium I'll go, "We scared them."
I mean, the bad guys are dead. Why? Start walking towards one of the houses.
He moves up, and he had his halberd lowered, and as you start moving away, he goes, "Oi! They will not want to speak to you. I do not want to speak to you, but is what is."
He'll turn around, he'll look at the bodies and just say, "They caused trouble. This guy wasn't your innkeep, was he?" And he'll point to this one.
He looks down and he goes, "Him? No, I
Sorry,
never see him before in my life.
longhouse cook, barkeep.
Zarek!" And he kind of he's calling now through the open door into the into the interior. "Zarek! Zarek!"
Oh. If you're talking about one of the two other guys, we found them locked in a room dead. This guy served us food.
Outsiders. I know you bring trouble. You always bring fucking trouble. Outsiders like you coming in. Cardinals. Damn it.
So
Throws down his helmet.
y'all didn't know that these guys were impersonating them?
No. Shit. Just look. Are you done here? You have what you need. You have what you came for. Get the fuck out of town! At least it's bury our dead. We won't see back of you. You leave, trouble leave with you.
Oh yeah, we kind of killed him.
Oh yes, because they are only part of whatever trouble you are bringing. Yes, I am certain of this. Yes. No others will come to deal with people such as you. No. You don't bring business of kings and lords to our door. And you know what happened to a small place like this when kings and lords come here? We get fucked. That's what happened. And look.
I understand what you're going through. But we didn't have any intention of doing this.
Your intention don't actually matter much to me. I actually do not care about your intention except, well, you not intend to burn down rest of town, no?
Didn't even cross my mind. We were just trying to have a meal and we were attacked.
Next batch of people that come here and have fight with you, you do not speak to their intention though, do you?
And he'll just look towards the door and say, you guys... They're pretty peeved about what's going here. Let's let them clean up theirs and we'll take these fuckers out.
He kind of steps in and he goes, Darek, you fool! Aisha Ganda, I got to write to her sister. She gonna be...
Can we keep him?
Meanwhile, go ahead.
Let's feed him the potion and put him in a bottle. The potion of gaseous form.
Sorry, Naira.
Oh, I was just going to say Naira leaned over to Uther at one point and just whispered, I think he's doing well.
Yes, much better than I had expected, really.
So he kind of turns the body into kind of a resting position, crosses the arms over its chest, pulls the hood off the head and lays it across the face, and stands and looks around the room at the rest of you. Well, you hear what I say to big man? You done here?
Just turns to look at Naira, like, kind of nonchalantly, and then goes, this might have been the first time he's had to deal with mass assassinations attempts. I feel for these people more than anyone else, really. They were trying to give me the same fate. But is there anything else we need here, darling?
Roll a history check.
We were here for a person.
Yeah.
All of you can roll. Yeah, like you were here to find a thing out.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it was
that will
this
actually
guy.
do. It's not a high DC.
It's this
I
guy.
20'd it.
Myra, you definitely remember.
Entire reason we came here.
The whole reason you came here was to meet a man by the name of Valen, and find out what information he had about the Fivefold Truth expedition into the wilds of Tuskavrod.
So I will probably just drop that name to say we are here looking for somebody. Balin.
He kind of
What?
oh, sorry, go on, Uther.
Perhaps it's Ballin, I'm not sure.
Ballin, Jarl, Gruff.
He's kind of kneeling beside this body, and he sort of leans over and hooks a thumb toward this one, and he goes, "Well, congratulations, you found him, and he's Balin." Huh.
But let's out
I
an
know he was in
exhale.
trouble too, but he disguised it well. I know it, you piece of shit. Kudasta vutorit matayo. What you say? He's looking up at you, Uther.
Just cursing to myself is all.
So, well, you
And-
found him. You want to take him and fuck off out of my town?
And when he's saying that this guy's balling, can I want to inside him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it. Yeah, he seems like just straightforward pissed, but not dishonest.
He doesn't
He's
have
just
a
like, yeah, dude, here he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a great move to go. Oh, the guy you're looking for is that dead guy on the ground.
Yeah, pick him up and get out.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
It's specifically the dead guy that he did not identify first. I mean, unless someone says otherwise, I'm going to start hiking up the body.
Nice.
So are we just taking the body? What are we doing at this point?
Dude, he's telling us to get out. Do you want to stay? Wonder just stops and looks at you like,
Am I, DM, am I crazy in thinking that I don't feel like we have the answers that we came here to seek? We came here
You
for a
currently have
person.
no answers.
No answers.
Yes.
Right.
Like, well, you came here to meet a person because this person was intended to be an information source for you. You have
And
found
that-
this person, you have no
and that-
information.
And we are looking for the trail of the people who are basically going on that expedition.
Correct.
Naira, why don't you go in, search through his room, try and figure out where it is. There might be something within his goodies. And he'll look towards Wander as he says, would you be able to speak with him perhaps tomorrow? If you could change up some of the things you can know. Spells.
yes.
And as Uther says this, he turns and looks at you, Wander, and goes, "You are shaman? You speak to spirits and to gods."
He nods. That was the prime. That was the moment. I missed the moment. That was the I'm a cleric moment, and it's gone. It's never coming back. It's never.
I was even gonna say it, and then I was like, no, he will.
No, I'm not saying it. No, I was gonna say I'm a warlock, but I was like, no, that's not what I am.
He kind of goes, looks down, and then kind of looks around at the rest of you. You bring trouble, but if you can say prayers for people in town, heal some of what is hurt. To make up for this, yes?
Yes.
Okay. I will tell them there is nothing to be feared. But get the bodies inside, for God's sake. There are children in this town.
I was
And
going to take him into the woods.
This Balin, or what the man was, he stays in loft, but touch only his things, yes? Zarek's family will be back for this place.
Could someone please show me which ones are precisely his things?
Well, anything up there that looks as though it does not belong in this place will be either his, and he points to Balin, or one of theirs. I thought all were staying in loft.
And before she skedaddles, I'll give her
I thought he
quittance.
had been looking. He had been
I
behaving
get
strangely the last few days. Double click on the top of the stairs, and you should be transported.
Lorium is going
I'm
to.
not.
Damn it. Lorium's going to call over Sunshine.
1 second.
The stairs aren't working.
The stairs
escalator
aren't
broke.
stairsing.
One moment.
You have a DM trigger only?
No, it should be all tokens controlled by anyone.
Ah! I teleported.
So, it was him? What the hell?
I must load now.
You might need to refresh then, Naira, if
Watch
it's not working
this.
for you.
Have you tried clicking just like one of the four
Yeah, if
squares
you just double
repeatedly?
click here, it should.
Where-
Hang on, let me try.
How do I down now? This
Oh.
is a basic question.
I think you have to have your own token selected when you do it.
I
don't
did.
know that.
It doesn't
Oh.
work for me either.
Oh,
Okay,
Yeah, it's working.
yeah, because that was so. Because like you might need to refresh then because I had your
No,
token
I
selected and double
just
clicked
got-
to do it. Or
I just got transferred. I don't know why.
Oh, well, I selected your token and double clicked to try and determine if it was something about your token or something
Oh.
else.
Seems like
But
only
I-
you can.
I am the
Well,
chosen.
no, because Wanda was able to do it as well.
Oh
I
yeah.
am the
Uther, can
stairmaster.
you?
Oh no, I hit the refresh when you told me to, and now I'm not where my token is.
Oh, crud. Okay.
I'm on the wrong one.
Let me get Naira back down here. Ha. Give it a haul. What the heck? Wander has like the magic thing. Okay, well either way. So Naira, come with me.
Come with me on a magical adventure.
I'm the special. Maybe?
So Naira and Wander are going upstairs, and I'll just bring the party token because there's not going to be able to be any fancy schmancy duel scene at the moment. So you step up into the what was referred to as the loft of the Aurochs Rest. It's a fairly large, low space, at least at the edges. You've noticed that the roofs here in much of Tuskovdod are built quite steeply to shed the winter snowfall more effectively. And so while this central area is quite tall, and then it angles steeply down to only a few feet on each wall. For the most part, the area is divided by these wooden walls. As you walk along, go ahead and give me a investigation check. $18. Ba-ba-ba-bum. 18 just does it. You notice as you are walking along, basically looking around you, the floor right here shows telltale signs of having been hastily cleaned at some point recently with what you recognize as prestidigitation. However, whoever did it was in something of a hurry, or perhaps simply did not care to do anything more to disguise it from anything more than a cursory glance, because there are still telltale flecks of what you recognize as dried blood, staining a large portion of the floor in this area. You also see with an 18 that whilst there are clearly bedrolls up here that have been recently utilized, there's also a series of packs that are still neatly kind of packed and ready to travel. But there is another pack and a bedroll here that show, similar to the body below, clear signs of having been, well, ransacked. Including what looks to be a sheaf of pages that have been scattered about the place.
Okay. I'm trying to look for, I guess, patterns. anything in either what was discarded or what seemed to be of interest, that even though it didn't turn out to be what they were looking for, it can at least give me the general idea of what they might have been looking for?
Okay. Go ahead and give me an insight roll. Oh, dang.
Well,
Okay, 1 second.
So good at these.
I am gonna have to. 1 sec. I'm just gonna have to log out and back in. Sorry, 2 ticks. Foundry did a fucky wucky.
Damn you, Foundry.
Come on. Okay, Foundry did a serious fucky wucky. I'm gonna have to restart the whole fucking thing.
Double damn you, Foundry.
Okay, there we go. You should be able to rejoin. So yes, when you have logged back in, you can go ahead and roll your insight, and you got an 18. So, oh well, I was going to say roll with advantage, but never mind. You rolled quite well as it is.
But was it a nat 20?
It was not a nat 20. If you want a crit fish. Holy shit! I mean, okay, the second one was a 19. Okay, work. With a 25 then, as your total there, with the Guido still empowering you. That, by the way, will have worn off at this point because you do have to spend a few minutes kind of searching through this stuff. But just for future, for the next few rolls, it did apply for this one.
Okay.
What you can tell is that they searched the notes. The pages, the paper, the book, and the books, and the like. Those seem to have been the first things that were checked. With a 25, you can tell that basically over time whoever was investigating this seemed to become increasingly frustrated with the pages and started to tear them out and throw them aside and discard them as they read. And then when they had apparently finished their investigation of as much of the writing as they cared to, they then turned to the rest of the belongings, emptied out the rucksack, throwing the things everywhere, and then searching those very thoroughly. Again, you find the seams of the clothes have been torn open to search for hidden pockets. The rucksack has received similar treatment.
Question. Does it appear that they stopped their search abruptly? Like there's still stuff packed in the thing, or something along those lines? Like basically evidence that they found what they were looking for.
No. Good question. But yeah, with a 25, no, you don't. It looks like they searched literally everything here.
An inspiring question?
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah.
No, yeah, you know what? That absolutely worth, yeah.
Okay, so now what I have concluded then, and I am not as smart as Naira, so please bear that in mind if maybe God wants to correct me, is that whoever was ransacking this was looking for something that was definitely written on a piece of paper. Instructions or a map of some description, and did not successfully find it in their search.
That seems to be the case, yes. And since with your insight check and everything like that, go ahead and roll me a history.
Okie dokie.
Nice.
25. Okay. This man, Balin, was an agent for your patron, Lord Xavier Murdoch. Moment ago. And as you have just surmised, whatever he had, is certainly in the course of an investigation, you would have expected him to have kept written records or notes at the very least of his findings and the like, which most likely is what was being searched for. It was not found either on his person or in his belongings. Go on.
Sorry, my first thought on that is that he would also be smart enough to hide it more efficiently than just in a secret place in his pack. Especially in a world where extra-dimensional space exists and you can carry it around in a bag.
Well, you do also recall, first of all, you have not seen any sign of any kind of extra-dimensional space in the belongings, but you do recall that there were, on his body, though most of his clothes were relatively clean, he did have twigs and sawdust caught in the sleeves of his arm.
Do I see any, either in here or outside, anywhere where that same collection of debris is around? Have I lost everybody?
No, twigs and
no.
sawdust right there.
That
pinging
doesn't
it.
look like sawdust.
Twigs though.
But no, yes, that actually seems to be like a likely candidate, since you are looking for one.
Okie dokie. And obviously, do I see that? Because I see that.
Yes, you do see signs of blood there. It does look to be old blood, similar to the blood that you found over here, and the blood that had pooled on the floor of the room next to the kitchen, next to the kind of or downstairs, I should say. It looks as though it's from the same incident. This area was simply not cleaned because it's not immediately visible to a casual glance.
At this point, I would call up. Well, Midnight's keeping watch. I'm going to call up Wander. I'm gonna, through the connection, I'm gonna say, Wander, I could use an extra set of eyes.
Aye.
Aye, yes.
Trots
But your one is, better than 4 others combined.
Lorium sees him blush.
We are looking for, likely a piece of paper, with something written on it. I'm not sure what. Perhaps hidden either in or around here, or maybe going down this trapdoor, but I'm not sure. Can you help me look? Or
Yes.
can I help you look?
Before we proceed, this is investigation. Keep it $1.50. You should probably look, and I should help.
Okay, help me out then.
It will be an investigation, but yes, okay. So Naira,
Oh.
yeah, you may roll with advantage.
If we're on
Yeah,
the second
we
floor,
know
wouldn't the
Oh.
nice?
Oh,
No quid unnecessary,
Wouldn't
but
the trapdoor just go back down to the first floor?
should.
It could be like just a small
Little alcove.
compartment. Yeah.
No, from what you as kind of somebody who would live in that space and have a 3-dimensional kind of awareness, yes, you believe that this is it actually
Nice.
matches up. You're able to construct a fairly compelling version of the narrative where most likely both of the men were killed up here, dragged and dumped down hatch into the room below. Doors were locked, and they had simply been left there since that moment. But with a 33 on the investigation check, yes, with the insight, this idea of the narrative, you can quite easily imagine Balin sensing or learning in some way that he was potentially in danger, and using a precious few moments before the confrontation to hurriedly stuff his notes or whatever it was that he wished to hide into the heart of this kindling pile. And with this in mind, you look for kind of the telltale signs of that kind of activity, and it's not long at all before you're able to dig into the pile, move aside some of the tied bundles, and you find a small brown leather-bound notebook nestled at the bottom of the pile.
Thanks, Wander. And I
It's
grab
going
it up.
back downstairs.
No, don't leave. I might not understand the words written in it. I need someone to watch me solve this, man. Come on.
Just nods.
With Wander's perception, he was just pointing out every fucking grain of what would be sawdust in that pile.
Yep.
There are 452,000 grains of sawdust.
Takes a lot of brain power to do that.
But yes, it's about, a little smaller than what we would call an A5 size, clearly intended to be kind of a pocketbook, and also has kind of pushed into the space where the binding mounds at the back, a small pencil lead, like a small length of pencil.
Detect magic first.
No, it appears mundane. Although I did realize that I forgot when you were doing your earlier investigation of what you assume to be Balin's belongings. Among the stuff that was strewn about, a number of items had been kind of set aside, and they were a small pouch that was holding a strange kind of sparkling dust that did register as magical, and what is very clearly a potion bottle that also registered as magical. If you want to give me an Arcana roll.
Still a 19.
No.
These items.
Yes.
The potion is a greater healing potion. And the pouch you would estimate to contain a single use of Dust of Disappearance.
Honey, you want to try snorting this?
Not again!
You also find a short sword and a dagger concealed in what looked like what is concealed as kind of the brace of the backboard of the pack kind of thing. They had been found and kind of taken out of their hidden sheaths, but you find a short sword and a dagger, as well as what has been kind of, it again has been opened up and the powders and the like strewn around, so it's no longer usable, but the remnants of a disguise kit.
Damn. Okay. But this book that we just found.
Yes.
What's...
You can start reading it. It will take you a while because it as you kind of open it and start to leaf through it, you realize that it is a very kind of densely annotated record of activities and findings over the course of at least several months. The more dense annotations and the more frequent entries come in the last few weeks. But it will take you a little while to read that. So whilst you are doing that, quickly focus back downstairs.
I think we would probably go back downstairs with that.
Okay, so yeah, you and Wander return with your prize.
And before we get too far from the opportunity, while I was downstairs, you said that when they had checked the bodies, it seemed that they'd only been dead for a few days, and that it was kind of hard to tell if it was further beyond that. Would a second look result in higher?
Yeah, you were not able to. You were not part of the initial examination, as I recall. You were standing by the door. So yeah, if you want to make a medicine check now, please go ahead.
I'm glad. I will try. 16.
You tend to agree with that diagnosis. You'd think they've been dead probably closer to 4 days than 3, but certainly around that kind of time frame.
Okay.
And they both probably did die at, from what you can tell, essentially the same time.
And which was which? How did each of them die? This one was a big ol' slash and...
That guy was the broadsword, and this guy was a rapier cut. And actually, with your examination, with a 16, you are able to find basically what you identify as defensive wounds on his hands and forearms. So he did at least attempt to put up some kind of a fight before he was ended.
Okay. That's all that I wanted. And we return downstairs with a book.
Okay. While this was going on, Lorian.
I was just gonna offer. I was just gonna cover him up and take him out of the town. There's no reason you should have to deal with these fuckers' bodies.
Okay. Take them. There is a hill 100 yards south of Palisade. Leave them for the birds there. The land can deal with them. We'll make a fire of that.
And yeah, he'll call Sunshine and toss the bodies up, even packing them in the lance carrier if he has to, and then just throw over his bedroll kit over top to
kind of conceal them.
To not parade around with, the tongues hanging out and shit.
4 bodies. Just...
Oh, now you don't want to parade them around?
I mean, yeah. Throwing them out here was a scare tactic for anyone else that may be fucking city.
I already scared the children. It's no fun anymore.
And it worked.
I can't scare
very
the children
well.
twice.
And now I ride off. So while they were doing that, I was off.
Okay. Uther, for your part, was there anything you wish to do? Did you wish to talk to Zolo, or, well, the guard, at all? You haven't yet learned his name?
No. I would be sitting there and making my way behind the bar and pouring myself a drink and then being like, you need anything?
I need you to pay for that. That is Zarek's food. That is Zarek's wine. His family will come for it.
And they'll receive a generous donation for their recent loss.
How generous?
Looks around. Well, I don't want to crash the economy.
Be cool. Iko, is that what you call coach?
Yes. As he reaches out, he just places down 10 electrum pieces under the bar.
This motherfucker paid an electrum. The inconvenience coin.
He kind of looks and he goes, okay. Okay. Wine is yours.
And just one final thing. I don't suppose, like, from that medicine check, I could get, like, an age range for how old Balin was?
Yeah, you'd estimate he's probably, like, maybe late 30s, early 40s. It's fair, like, from the look of him, he's and actually, as you examine him, like, you can see he has the kind of build of somebody who in life was definitely a fighter, the muscles, and kind of build of somebody who trained with weapons, and you can tell from his hands he knew how to use them. Definitely a fairly experienced individual, but also somebody who clearly spent a great deal of his time outdoors. Just his skin is very tanned, windblown, and that makes it kind of hard to tell his age. He could be kind of, like I said, like a fresh-faced 45, or just somebody who does, the sun's been pretty harsh to 35.
Okay.
Okay. So, Wander and Naira, you both return down with the book. Lorium, at this point, you will have been able to, as the man said, leave the bodies for the birds. And yeah, you head back in, and I mean, as you do, if you glance back, you can already actually see a number of what look to be, like, hard to tell exactly what kind of bird they are. Lauren is by no means an ornithologist, but vultures of some kind already beginning to circle.
Dragons!
Tiny dragons! Hundreds of them!
Andrew's like, roll a perception.
But you return as Wander and Naira descend. Naira holding up her book, the book that they discovered. What's everyone doing?
Harry just goes, I like being better than everybody else.
What? No.
She's all proud. She's holding the book like a trophy.
Now, did someone help you find that?
Yes, I meant we are better than everyone else.
There you go.
Insight check.
Humble.
Do it, and 100% legit.
Well, we've got a book. But we now have to read, and by we, I mean you.
I will do that when the next time it is convenient. So if you guys want me to do that now, I'll do that now. If we have other things we're doing, I will wait, but...
Well, we don't have to fuck off anymore.
Well, actually, I mean, when you reappear, the guard does stand up and point at you and say, Are you ready to pray? You can call to gods now, yes?
Let me check. Because if he's asking me to pray, I can do that. But if he's asking me to ceremony, that's a...
From what he said earlier, and with Wander's natural insight, you actually believe he was talking about
just rights,
diseases, and potentially, yes, not only rights for the deceased, but he mentioned specifically that there were people that were sick in the town, and they would basically consider it payment for the trouble that the group brought to the town, or represented at least to the town, for you to use your connection to the gods and spirits to alleviate that.
Oh, I can do
if it's
that.
a sickness thing, then yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to look at Lorium instead. If he's talking about diseases, then I'm just gonna look at Lorium and go, would you help them?
I mean, yeah, I have no reason
Kind
not
of-
to.
He kind of looks from you to Lorium.
As long as you can verify that they actually live here and they're not more fuckers hiding.
You fucking with me?
What?
He healed. You heal?
Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades.
Do you need healing?
And he just pulls out
Hey,
his.
no.
He sort of like looks down and notices that his chain with the his holy symbol got caught in his cloak, and he just shakes it out and it tangles down his chest.
I don't recognize the spirit, but okay. Well, can you make yourself less less?
Approachable,
okay,
yeah, sure. As he'll sit down.
Sir, please,
Okay.
does someone need healing?
Yes, little Anka.
Don't you say that.
Cough.
Don't you dare say it. Ooh, sounds like we need a cleric.
Say it. Go on.
No, Naira is sort of rolling up her sleeves and going, where?
This way. You come. And he leads you out. Kind of like pauses and kind of looks. And Laurie, for what, like, you are used to people having to train their heads upward to look at you. And this guy is actually he's not quite as tall as you, but he's definitely well over 6 foot himself. Like probably a good 6'2", 6'3". And with the bulky armor he's wearing, he's not quite of a size with you, but he's not as overwhelmed by you as most.
No.
And so he does kind of just look up at you as he passes. He goes, "Well, come on then, heel man."
That's what they call me.
I somehow doubt. And he leads you out into I don't want to say wider Harkonnen, because again, Harkonnen is a teeny tiny little speck, not even on the map. Except, well, it is now because you guys are there, so it's notable, so it's on the map. But
Naira has definitely drawn it on a map somewhere.
well, if you come over to the Harassing Ghost one, it is actually on there now.
Yay.
There we go.
We literally put this place on the map.
Yeah, you're welcome. Now you're a tourist attraction.
That is not what they wanted.
Show off the Vulture Hill.
But anyway, he leads you out around to one of the houses down here, and knocks on the door. He goes, Anya, come out. It is Zolo. He is safe. I promise. And the door kind of cracks open. You see a woman, somewhat kind of elderly woman, standing there. Goes, "What is it, Zolo? Are they leaving?" "Yes, soon. But well, Zarek is dead." They chatter to each other for a few moments in what you recognize as Tuskuprod, the kind of local dialect, if you like, that is used by most of the people outside of the larger city. And eventually the woman kind of looks up at Lorium and a slightly curious look on her face goes, "Him?" She says, "Yes. You can heal, yes? Cough." Well,
Cuts, broken bones, and ailments, yep. And he'll walk in. May I come
good,
in,
well,
ma'am?
and
As he
kind
looked down there.
of- yeah, he kind of looks up and he goes, "Oh, yes, come." And she leads you inside, and inside you do find laid out on the bed a young teenage girl who does indeed look very sickly. The mother kind of is watching you quite anxiously. You notice like she's moved over to the kitchen, sort of has her hand hovering near near the largest kitchen knife available.
Now,
While Zolo, as you now know him to be, is leaning on his halberd, watching what's going on.
now by now you've all learned how Lorium heals people. No, look at the gif. I'm kidding.
Just pimp slap some child.
I hadn't even seen the GIF when I did the wind up.
Yeah, you did perfectly. I was like, wait a second. But is she conscious?
Barely.
Alright. And he'll look towards what he assumes to be the mother. And he'll just
And
say,
she kind
"What?
of moves over and lays her hand. And goes, he's all right.
What's her name?"
Anya.
And it's sickness, not physical pain. Or both.
Yes, well, she is sick. She coughed. Her chest is filled with fluid.
And he'll, approach the bed. And kneel down next to the bed, I suppose. Anya, may I have one of your hands, please?
And the mother reaches down and places it in yours.
And he'll reach out and take it with both hands. And press, like, with her hand basically caked between his two giant fucking gauntlets. He'll gingerly press his chest and the holy symbol towards his own gauntlets, and 5 points of lay on hands to remove any disease, poison, or illness.
There is a small bloom of purple flame in the shadows of the house. And as the light washes over the face of the young teenage girl, as it recedes, the color that it suddenly brought seems to stay. Her chest starts going. Her breath suddenly deepens, and you get the idea that she's taking her first deep breath in quite some time. And she's Mama? You don't understand the rapid conversation that happens next, but she kind of sits up in bed, eyeing you somewhat warily as she takes her hand back.
No, release her hand and stand up.
And she kind of releases it and looks up from her bed. Thank you, sir. I am better.
Sir isn't required, just Lorium is fine, but you're welcome.
Thank you, Lorium. What are you? And, well, are those real? She first of all, she pointed at you, Naira, and said, "What are you?" And then pointed up at you, pointed up at your horns, Lorium, and went, "Are those real?"
God, the other way would have been so much funnier.
What are you? Points and are those real?
Cole got it. Andrew didn't get it.
Yeah, that would have been. That would have been. It took me a minute.
Well, first off, to attain that, you have to marry a Fey Lore.
There are a lot more around than you think.
But anyway, if you don't want to drag out the RP,
No, he totally does. Answer the child's question, Lorium.
He was about to be like, unfortunately for many doors, yes, they're real.
then what are you?
I'm a
Depends on who
person.
you ask. Tiefling.
Okay, I've never seen one before. Hello.
And then Naira smiles a little bit, realizing she was a bit cold, and says, "They call my kind Tabaxi."
Tabaxi. You're very pretty.
And her whiskers twitch a bit.
Thank you again. I am feeling much better now. Zolo, kannst minta anka? And Zolo's, kannst manga. Yes, well, we should go. I thank you for this, but still, there may be others coming for you. Yes, the trouble that happened in there is not over, is it?
Yeah, unfortunately, probably not.
But if it helps, we are pursuing them, not the other way around.
Good. Pursue them away from here and kill them all.
That's the
There's no
plan.
more trouble. Good. It's good plan.
We will be on our way, absolutely, as soon as we can. But in the meantime, does anyone else need help?
And he kind of thinks for a moment. And yes. Moment. And I mean, and like, oh. He kind of goes around to another house, and you see that people now seeing him kind of moving around and things like that. Other people seem to be starting to come out of their houses as well. Doors are opening up, and there's a lot of curious eyes peeking out at you. Not exactly friendly by any stretch, and everybody is still very standoffish. But the aura of stillness and fear has definitely left. People seem to be kind of not quite getting on with their days, but certainly no longer on lockdown.
That's nice.
And he does actually, over the next kind of like few minutes, and he brings out a number of other people that have like a few, nothing extraordinary, just the normal kind of little ailments that you get in a frontier town that doesn't have any access to kind of temples or anything like that. And most of them seem to have been getting treated with traditional herbs and things like that, poultices and the like. And so the kind of magical healing that you are able to provide is literally wondrous to them. And very quick. Like, how much power are you willing to spend?
Is it like just simple disease ailments sort of stuff?
Yeah, a few of them have like injuries that are still kind of still healing. Like some guy broke his hand chopping wood. Another guy he's like got a little bit of he's getting over a cough himself, that kind of thing.
You can do 45 points up to.
Okay. In that case, like by the time you have healed what ends up being your 7th person, the atmosphere has definitely changed, and there is now actually a little bit of a crowd gathered around you. As there's this rapid chatter of this kind of native dialect that's almost impossible to follow to you guys who are used to speaking the normal kind of Vanyan common. But it's very clear that the attitude of you as troublemakers and interlopers and the like has certainly shifted. Nobody, like, you can still see that Zolo and many of the kind of more elderly citizens are still quite keen to see the back of you, because they're worried that more people could come looking for you and then another fight could break out, kind of thing, and the next one wouldn't be as self-contained. Is a very clear worry that they have. But the majority of people have actually become positively warm to you by this point. But given that, is there anything else that you guys wish to do before you do actually stay true to your word and leave town?
Nara will be reading and trying to both see what is written and see if there's anything she can decode.
Okay. Well done on the decode. Uther, Wander. Wander, I assume you're basically just helping Lorian, or is there anything else you want to do?
More Guido for me, maybe, yes?
I'll be the Guido.
Guido bot!
Guido
The
battery.
Guido giver.
Okay. Uther.
He'd be like, "You're amazing at this, darling." And then he would, once the crowd started showing up, and with the kind of attention it brings, he would do that, like blowing their minds, and then he would give them a bit of a show after Lorium seems to be like, "Well, I'm kind of out," or "Everybody's healed up," and burn through something that wouldn't like be so in depth, but just be a little bit about essentially our anime intros and music, and then be like, "Thank you so much, assassins. What can you do? See, we're really cool. They just hate. I'm sorry it happened to you guys. You know what I mean?"
Okie dokie.
Performance.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a perform check then. So yeah, and normally it's if you build it, they will come. It's like, no, if they come, he will build it. As soon as the audience assembled, he's like, oh well, fair enough then.
So 3's a crowd, you say? All right.
All right.
Oh, and just I burned that. Oh, I guess it didn't matter, because then after he finished, he would just grab his pearl and be like, "Pearl, and then get it back.
Okie dokie. But yeah, go ahead and roll me your perform. With advantage from the use of the...
Hey.
Yep. Ooh, and good... Oh, well, I suppose the minimum that you could roll is a 24 or 23.
23.
But regardless, 27 is once again, coming into this small little town that generally doesn't even have a bard most nights. DC 15 is their norm for the performances that they kind of see, and so blowing their minds with this literal magical show. Again, you have the all of the children and many of the younger adults flocking about you, and though you kind of see that you have very much impressed many of the older folk as well, it's clear that kind of, as impressed as they are also that much more concerned now, because like they just want to kind of be left alone in their little corner of the wilderness. And you've just made it clear a big fucking deal just arrived at your little town. And so as impressed as they are with the big fucking deal, they're also just like, this is the opposite of what we want, dude.
Just smiling and waving and being like, "Yes, you should be terrified, but not Ella."
But on that note, let us take a quick little break. I'm going to refresh my drink, and we will restart in about 5 minutes at 10:20.
Hey!
Sounds good.
I got me some salmon and scalloped potatoes.
Guten Tag.
Welcome back. Just eating my
Thank you.
dinner, scarfing it down as fast as I can. Alright, I'll be right back.
I'm actually really sad that Midnight wasn't here to witness Lorium doing the gentle heal. Every time he heals Midnight, he does the Nicolas Cage.
Cracks him.
He's like, you could have been doing that the entire time.
Yeah.
Not to you.
I return!
Huzzah!
Hello!
Gandalf, you there?
Yep.
Wunderbar. And Naira, you there?
Nope.
And let's freaking go! Okay. So, as the dying strains of Uther's performance fade, there is the usual excited chatter and applause from the assembled youths. But as I said, you're still getting kind of a glowering stink eye from Zolo and many of the others.
Does the
older
family...
residents of-
Is the family of the barkeep ever mentioned or...
Oh no, he said. Zolo did mention that Zarek, as he was known, had a sister. They don't appear like nobody in the immediate area seems to be kind of volunteering that that's them or anything of that kind. Do you ask about it?
He will ask so.
Okay. Zolo kind of shrugged and goes, yes, she lives in Larkowa. I will send a message. Next time caravan pass through. Why?
Oh, well. Just wanted to apologize for what happened. Though it wasn't our intent whatsoever to bring anything to this town besides our coin to eat and bed for the night. It still
And
happened.
he kind of puts his halberd across his shoulders and sighs and sort of looks up at you, and he goes, he's not your fault. But you are warrior in game of kings and lords, yes?
Yes.
When that game gets played on a small board like this, little pieces get knocked over. These always happen. Is why strangers bring trouble. Well, you understand what I mean when I say strangers like you?
I
And he kind of
understand.
gestures to the whole of the group. But you are a good man. The king has you in his army. He's a lucky king.
Thank you. And he'll just hold out his hand.
He takes it, kind of shakes his. Now, time to get the fuck out of town, yes?
That it is. And in the game of chess, a pawn can become much more than that.
But game board is only ever game board.
Befitting of the players.
So, is there anything else that anyone wishes to do before they leave town? Now, you, of course, are reading the book.
Yep.
But I will take that as a no.
And I would be relying on Midnight's insider knowledge of whatever he knows about.
Murdoch's cryptograms and the like. His ciphers and stuff. Okay.
Oh my God, there's so much
in
more.
that case. Oop, whoopsie. Saw nothing. But well, you are traveling through this area. You now have more detailed knowledge of the terrain and the like. But Naira, please go ahead then and roll me an investigation with advantage.
Say that again? Investigation with
investigation.
advantage.
With advantage, and you are also being guidoed, and you were given a inspiring "You got this, darling" from your husband. You rolled an 8. You got a 23.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Holy shit!
Just
Okay.
rogue bullshit on the wizard.
I think it's a D10.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, right.
Oh shit! Yep.
So instead of
Instead of the
Three.
3, go ahead and roll a d10.
So it's at 20 base right now. 24! I thought it'd land on that time.
So with a 24, as you kind of load back up onto the onto your wagon and the various mounts, you and Midnight stay in close kind of cooperation as you review the booklet, and you do find that it is indeed ciphered. You're very quickly able to identify that. The notes that you found initially were in the form of the notes of a explorer looking for a new hunting preserve for a group of Vanyan nobles. You gather that that's the cover story that Balin was using as he traveled. the notes that had been searched, that were strewn about the place on the second floor, basically detailed his travels through Morosa and large parts of Tuskarvod, assessing, the density of game and the terrain, the aesthetic pleasantness of the vistas and things of that nature. All the things that a noble hunt would be concerned about. But they were absolutely mundane and devoid of ciphers that you could see. The notes in this book seem on the surface to tell the same tale, but especially with Midnight's insight, explaining to you the normal ciphers that are used within Murdoch's network and the various passphrases and cipher keys and things like that they normally use, you are very quickly able to determine that hidden in this kind of telling, in these notes, are deeper meanings and deeper reports, from which you are able to glean the following. The small booklet contains, as I said, notes that cover the course of several months with a much greater density of findings over the last few weeks. Initially, they comprise records of the purchase of, on the movement of goods, the purchase of pack and riding animals, and the hiring of men and workers and mercenaries in Larkoa and the surrounding area, much as Murdoch originally shared with you. None of the hirelings that he was able to speak to, and he describes a number of interviews with various individuals that had been locals that had been hired onto the expedition. None of them knew their destination. They just had been hired as diggers or foresters or things of that nature. And that the contract was expected to last at least 2 to 3 months. It also details in the book the arrival of 2 fairly large caravans of not only cargo, but also individuals, men and women, who after arriving with the caravan, stayed in the area and seemed through the coinage that was changing hands to be linked to this expedition in some way. Balin suspected, but was not able to find any hard evidence that they were not simply workers or simple mercenaries, and that they carried cargo that was very carefully guarded. He notes that they quite deliberately did not mingle with the locals that were hired, and he was actually not able to question any of them regarding their business here, why they had come here, why they were staying in the area, or anything of that sort, not without arousing suspicion. The last few entries detail the process of tracking several caravans that left the city separately, only to rejoin into a single large expeditionary force once they were out of sight of the larger settlements in the area. Balin estimates that once the group completely joined together and set off, that they numbered at least 250, possibly as many as 350 or 400. They brought with them pack animals and supplies for an extended stay and extensive work out in the wilderness, including very specifically with what you're able to determine with your 24. They brought equipment for clearing heavy woods, equipment for breaking rocks and mining, and fittings and other kinds of equipment that would be necessary for shoring up tunnels and doing extensive digging. There is also scribbled very hastily and not ciphered on a back page that you're able to find, though you kind of because you are being so careful, you have to flip through many, many blank pages before you find it. Scribbled on a final page, there is this.
There's what?
I put it in
There's
chat.
Scribbled.
Oh.
I put it in chat. Yeah.
The map, or
Not
the
dear.
the mapped lake that just showed up on our map. There's now
Ta-da!
reference in this note. I'm kidding. I like the theatrics.
Lacking in fireworks. Disappointed.
Needs a bit more Uther Ross. Let me see. Okay. And this is a place, like this is a lake that is annotated on the map, correct? Like actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like this is. I mean, Naira, you would certainly have like heard. I just saw the gift.
Oh, what happened?
You with your knowledge of the coast and kind of and history and everything would certainly be like you would know that this was Lake Denatir, just like it's one of the Great Lakes of the Harashan coast. You're a nerd, you know that kind of stuff. In terms of anything you know specifically about it, go ahead and roll me a history check.
There's a giant sea monster living in it, and everyone knows about it, but no one talks about it.
Let's go. Was that you said history or
History.
history?
$19. Funnily enough, yes, there are reputed to be Lake Denatir, and the area around it is known as, like, Tuskavrod is known on the coast as being a fairly wild and inhospitable kingdom. The steppes and much of the wilderness are essentially untamed. There are trails that go between the major settlements, but there's a reason that most of them have palisades and curtain walls. And Lake Denatir and the area around it is certainly no exception. There are no major settlements, and in fact, from what you can recall, virtually no actual kind of what anybody would call civilization in the area whatsoever. The lake is indeed reputed to be home to a number of great beasts and creatures. The veracity of these stories is dubious at best, but you have also learned not to scoff at tales of monsters in the waters. And certainly there are verified tales of great creatures roaming the woods and hills around it. And there are verified tales of many travelers and campaigning groups going missing in the area.
Is there any one tail that sticks out above the others? Any like, these are all dinosaurs, but this is the apex dinosaur.
No, most of the stories where it's like a verifiable creature, where it's like, oh yes, we know what happened to this person because there were survivors or something like that. It's fairly it's like, oh yeah, eaten by a manticore or like pack of wolves or dire wolves or group of orcs or something like that.
Okay.
Nothing that would suggest, no, this is the creature to watch out for. There's no Wendigo of Denatir or anything like that.
Oh, that would have been so cool. Wendigo of Denatir.
As soon as I fucking said that, I was like, why the fuck isn't there a Wendigo of Denatir?
Like retcon. Let's
let's rewind that tape.
You got confused on the direction. You went to the South Shore. That's the Wendigo Shore.
The entire shore.
Covered with Wendigos.
But yeah, no. The thing that really sticks out is that throughout kind of all of Imperial history, certainly, there's no record of any kind of serious civilization or anything like that, any kind of major settlement happening in the area. You actually do recall with a 19, you recall a specific kind of not quote, but actually, yeah, kind of a specific almost proverb about the northwestern parts of Tuskarad, and indeed much of Tuskarad, as it's referred to, or as it's perceived at least, by many of the other kingdoms, which is... Well, here we go. The earth is too tough to farm, the stone is too cracked to quarry, and the trees are too twisted for timber.
Sounds perfect.
The worst place imaginable. That's all you had to say.
Summer home.
The Wendigo Coast.
Like the more you guys are talking about it, the more I'm just like, I mean, you know,
Quick
could just be
edits
no
here.
story, 'cause there's never
Wait,
survivors
there's
behind
no
it.
survivors, yeah.
couple of quick changes here.
Best legends are the ones no one knows.
But yes, that is what you are able to find from deciphering the book over the course of the next few hours, as well as kind of raking your brains about Lake Denatir itself. The unfortunate kind of case is there's very little to know because there's very little that is known about the area. There's never really been any serious academic exploration of it because there's just endless miles of bloody wilderness. That is what you know with a 19.
Nice.
Well, I share that with the class. So at least we know the direction we can go in, so we can let these people get back on with their lives.
Well, sounds like a plan, or sounds like a really shit place.
I mean, they can't all be vineyard estates, you know.
I've gotten used to it now.
I want a castle.
If you give us time, we can make it all vineyard. If we retire right now. I mean, doesn't seem like we have any reason not to go straight to the Death Lake.
Death Lake has a fun ring to it.
Okay, heading for Death Lake.
Lake Denatir.
Sorry, go on.
Well, I was gonna say, what time of day is it? Like, is this?
I was just
Are
going
we
to
just
say,
gonna be traveling at night, or?
No. Well, I mean, that is you guys can certainly try if you wish.
I
But
would not want to.
by the time you leave, you arrived in Harkovan about basically for lunch, early afternoon.
We didn't even eat.
By the time everything was said and done, you stayed there for probably about maybe 2 to 3 hours. So by the time you leave, it's kind of maybe 4 p.m. But yeah, 3 to 4 p.m. So you've got probably another 3 to maybe about 4 or 5 hours of daylight left. Given that it's starting to get toward fall, it's sort of September-ish. If you wanted the real world equivalent in terms of the time of year, early September-ish. So yeah, you've got maybe another 4 or 5 hours of daylight left before it would start getting dark. And though the immediate darkness presents no barrier to you, you would be lacking in landmarks as you try to find your way. So if you wish to travel at night, that is an option. If you wish to risk exhaustion and getting lost, or you could make camp.
You didn't name any downsides to making camp, so.
No,
I'm just saying, there's a reason that all travelers ever have just, traveled during the day and camped at night. For the
Yeah,
most
they're
part.
little bitches.
Well, meet our full warlock, like deep gnome, fucking all dark vision party.
Coffee lock.
Yeah, the coffee look.
Oh no.
Oh my god, a bunch of deep gnome coffee locks. Oh my god. That sounds like a nightmare of a campaign.
Man. Andrew, you better not run another campaign.
They're just
You're gonna be eating those words.
they're just all Lorium, but they have
That's
no
gonna be your
fucking filter.
Spelldriver campaign.
I mean, it seems like making camp right now is like the play.
I mean, yeah. The only downside to that is Lorium's gonna wake up to the little girl with a dagger that he healed, just stabbing the fuck out of him.
And that would kill you?
No.
What?
That's what I
It's like
thought.
1d4, 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 1d4.
Oh, I crit! 2d4!
That's right! You're fucked
Are
up.
you done?
I'm gonna have to do the
Go-to,
math
yeah.
at some point to
40
see how long
points
it would take a
away on
commoner to kill Lorium with a dagger.
So just go on.
Like a minute later.
My oath is literally vengeance, I get it.
Why don't you die? I don't know.
Anyway, what actually happens is you are able to find with certainly with Midnight's survival expertise, you are very easily able to find a pleasant enough place to camp for the day. And I say pleasant enough, and I mean, whilst the northwest of Tuskovdal does have this very harsh reputation, the area that you're traveling in now, this southern area and much of the central area around Larkoa, are known as the Sea of Grass. And as you travel, the name does definitely prove itself true. All of you are riding atop of some fairly impressive steeds, and so have this elevated position where you can look out over the tops of the tall grass, which is in some cases a good 5 or 6 feet tall. So you do need to be on your mounts to have a good view. As they push their way off the beaten track and into this, you can see it is called the sea for a reason. Every breeze that passes sends waves across its top, like waves on an ocean. The air is filled with this aroma of sun-warmed grass and earth, and the rustling of the wind carries on it the calls of birds and animals scurrying up ahead of you, concealed by this grass. And you're able to follow through and find a nice little hollow that will conceal you fairly well. Tramp down enough of the grass in an area to make a comfortable enough space to set up your camp, and spend the evening and night. I assume, Uther, you conjure the Dome of Rest and your Song of Rest.
Yes. Just to make sure everybody's covered. And then sit down and begin my meditation.
And in the cover and concealment of the dome, amidst the waving sea of grass around you, you are all able to take your long rest.
Hey,
Hell yeah.
it's a new day. I can nuke heal again, yay. And I still think Wander can heal more than me in one turn.
No.
What's the maximum you could heal?
60.
Good grief.
Yeah.
But the night passes without incident. You are surrounded on all sides by this swaying sea, and the night echoes with the calls of animals that are strange to your ears, apart from the distant howls of wolves that are oddly nostalgic to your group. The following day dawns with a cloud-scudded sky, and you continue making your way west-northwest toward the northern tip of Lake Denatir. As you go, Naira, please roll me a cartography tool skill check to help the group find the path.
Guidoable?
Guidoable.
Guido did.
Wait for it. I'm burning it. There we go.
You got this, darling.
Nice.
Good grief. It's a D10, not a D8, but I'll let it stand.
Oh, I keep doing that.
No, it's so good. It's so good. The number is so good.
I know, it's so pretty.
I mean, it's a pretty
It's
number.
pretty. It's so pretty. I'm gonna let it stand. And so, yeah, with a 30, you are very easily able to pick out a number of the more prominent peaks of Aglanon, and even some of the closer peaks of the small mountain range along the western shore of Lake Denatir, and very accurately orient yourselves as you set out across the wild Tuskabrod, forging your way through the grass sea. As the journey progresses, can everybody please roll me some perception check?
I thought that music cue was on point.
Yeah, I know, right? Gonna blow your mind real quick.
The best thing is, you rolled a nat 1, and it's still 496.
Hell yeah! Did it at least confuse you for a second?
For a moment, I was like, wait, what the fuck? But, as you are traveling along, Uther, you are riding Umber, who occasionally just canters up out of the grass and goes for short, kind of circling flights above the group before coming down to rejoin, just relishing the ease with which the breeze here supports her flight. And it is perhaps for that reason why your eyes are more attuned to the sky. And thus, it is at almost the same time as Wander that you both spy a form flitting amid the clouds, far, far above your heads, almost so high up that you can't see them amidst the mists of the sky. But there is no mistaking the shape. You've seen it before. In at least one case, much, much closer than you are seeing it now. The shape of a dragon, wheeling among the clouds.
Now, before you continue, can I just get imported real quick?
It's glorious.
Before we continue, what color is it?
Why does that matter?
It does.
You actually nat 20 your perception check, and so you are able to tell. And Wander, you are Wander, so you are also able to tell. You both. It's very hard to tell. It's incredibly high, and you're only catching glimpses of it as it shifts between banks of cloud. But as it shifts, as it crosses one patch of clear sky, you do catch the glint of sunlight off of red scale.
You go, oh shit. Hey, Wander, do you... As he would, like, look up back towards Wander, that being rare enough to be like, I'm really seeing that, right?
It's there.
The dragon
Huh.
seems to circle high above you. A circle that is miles wide. You are able to catch sight of it for several times over the course of several minutes, each time in a new patch of sky. Then, eventually, it banks one last time into a patch of cloud, and you never catch sight of it again.
Wait, are you really seeing what?
No one said anything. We didn't point it out before it left.
There was a red dragon. And then you would try and break down its size and that, like... Be like...
It's in fact not hard, impossible to be accurate about its size. Given the distances and the fact that you were just catching snatched glimpses of it among the clouds, utterly devoid of any kind of reference points or anything like that to judge its size by. But given the distance that you were seeing it at and the size at which it was, even that distance, it was at least as big as Quintazadu.
Well, I think I just got a glimpse at our next contender.
I mean, which way did it go?
He would point it and go. It was kind of circling large in that direction. But the height, it really could swoop down anywhere.
It seemed actually, you did nat 20 it, so I will give you a little more information that you're able to share. As Laurium's question makes you kind of ponder where and how you saw it and the like. It's actually seemed to be circling in almost the same direction of travel as you.
Now that you mention it, it might be heading the same way we are. Hopefully it's not. Yeah, nah.
I mean, you might be right. What color was it? You said red?
He nods.
Aren't those usually the ones that use fire? He looks over at Naira.
I think so, yeah. Naira makes a sort of distasteful look. That isn't going to smell nice.
He said about 250 to 400 people in that funny book of yours.
That sounds right.
I took notes!
Sorry, I was reading a thing. What did you ask, Laurium?
About 250 to 400 people went on the expedition.
Give or take, yeah. At least 250 was the lower limit. It could have been up to 300 or 350 or to 400.
Alright. Well, let's hope we don't find a fucking city-sized pile of bodies over there. Then you're right, that will smell fucking good.
It's the hair.
Well, and also when the fire actually, breaches the skin. Organs and shit. Some people think it smells good, but some people are fucking crazy. Let's go.
The smell of long pig. You travel on. an eye now firmly on the clouds for all of you. As you.
It's my only one.
Yeah, I'm not looking where I'm going.
Is somewhat. The going is a little hard compared to most of the travels that you are used to. You are forging out into the wilderness, but for now, at least, you are still in the grass sea, and the going is fairly pleasant for the morning. As it wears on, several hours have passed since you sighted the red dragon. Everybody go ahead and give me another round of perception check. Okay. Wander and Naira this time. As you're riding along, it's getting in toward kind of early to mid-afternoon. And as your journey has progressed, the landscape has gradually begun to transform, transitioning from the flowing acres and acres of the sea of grass to rougher terrain. The once lush grasses begin to thin, giving way to hardier vegetation that clings tenaciously to rockier ground. Here, there are scattered stones that begin to be visible amidst the grass. Stones you have to guide your wagon carefully around to avoid damage to its wheels. Crags of rock begin to rise from the landscape, sheltering small copse trees in the lee of the wind. The air itself begins to carry a newfound ruggedness, crisp and fresh, recalling to all of your minds the journeys, your recent journeys in the Agmanon Peak. And it is as you are traveling through this transitional landscape that, Naira, you look up and Wander at the same time. You both see the dragon flitting through clouds, off to kind of your north east this time. Far, far in the distance, but again, seeming to flit in an almost random pattern, back and forth for a few minutes. But Naira, as you look at it, Uther said that the dragon was red. This one's white.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Please tell me it's just these two, and I was right at the start of the session.
There's two. So it's not one dragon, it's two. That's what he said.
You have done that like 3 times this session.
When you
It's
said
great.
that, I was just like, is he reading my fucking notes?
Why'd you stop? You all good?
What? Go on.
That's an error thing. I don't stop.
Yeah, no, exactly. She just goes, oh no.
One
Yes,
dragon
of
wants
course.
to.
White dragon. And she points to it.
Mondo, when he said he was red, was he right?
Yes.
Oh. Believe that's fire. Nice. Uther, you could write a song about this.
Shut up. You're banned for all of the next session.
Song of Fire and Ice has a ring to it.
I need to recheck my spells. I need. The ones that I took just aren't gonna get used now.
Flame strike.
Yeah. Taking Bane 30 times.
They're all targeting just Lori. But he'll kind of squint in the direction she's looking. I mean, that's not where we're headed, right?
Well,
It is ish, isn't it?
It was hard to tell with this white dragon. With
Kinda
what
blends.
you rolled, it's almost like it is like a trying to spot a shadow in the dark as this kind of white spectre-like shape just flits in and out of these blending cloud banks. You just catch sporadic glimpses of it over the course of a few moments, and each time you glimpse it, it seems to be heading in a new direction. It's almost impossible to tell exactly which direction it's heading.
And do any of us know anything about the hierarchy of dragons?
Nairo would know the basics, but go ahead and roll me an Arcana check. Just so I can tell you absolutely everything.
This is the insane
Yep.
crit bait.
26. Okay. What you would know about, so you would know that there does tend to be a hierarchy of dragons, based on color, and also that there is a division among dragonkind between the so-called chromatic dragons and metallic dragons. Chromatic dragons, as you are certainly aware, given your recent studies and interest in the topic, tend toward the evil side of alignment, and for the most part swear fealty to the goddess Tiamat, who represents the different shades of chromatic dragon in her traditional form. Whereas metallic dragons swear fealty generally to Bahamut, the great silver dragon. Within chromatic dragons, however, the hierarchy is generally determined by age, and not as in kind of like the precise count of years, but the stage of maturity. Dragons essentially never stop growing in size and power. The older they are, the larger and more powerful they are. And so if a dragon is at a later stage of maturity than another dragon, it will tend to be the dominant one, simply by virtue of raw power. But even within the stages of maturity, there is a hierarchy that is generally determined by the color of the dragon's scales and their associated elements. The reasons for this are not purely to do with the power scaling, but also a complex kind of interchange of how the elements of magic and draconic nature kind of blend. Evil dragons exalt the ability to destroy the works and lives of mortals. That is how they show the superiority of dragonkind. Fire is, at the end of the day, the ultimate destroyer. It is the thing that destroys the most, the fastest, and therefore red dragons, the masters of fire, are exalted amongst chromatic dragons as the purest exemplar of that destructive potential. Cold, on the other hand, though it will inevitably destroy and consume almost everything, the fires burn out to ash, which grows cold and freezes over like everything else. And thus, but it is the least kind of actively destructive of the elements, and so white dragons, as a result, tend to be on the lowest end of that chromatic spectrum. But again, it is primarily determined by the size and maturity of the dragon. Is the rough cliff notes of what Naira would know about the hierarchy.
I could write a more detailed essay if you'd like.
No time.
Well, even that does end up being one of the kids. Do y'all have anything to deal with fire and, well, ice, cold?
No, sadly.
I'm checking my inventory and spells.
I mean, if y'all don't, I can get one of you with one, but
I'm okay.
alright.
Oh, and one minor correction, sorry. I referred to Bahamut as the Great Silver Dragon. He is the Great Platinum Dragon.
Yeah! Fuck silver, platinum's
My
better.
bad.
There you go.
I mean, actually, yes, because you would also know that there is a hierarchy of colors within the chromatic or within the metallic spectrum. And platinum is actually known as, is strictly a color associated with dragons that are divine in nature. It is not a, I mean, dragons are by definition kind of a magical being. And so to call them a kind of mundane or natural dragon is kind of a misnomer, but there are no natural platinum dragons on the material plane. The highest ranking among the metallic dragons are the gold dragons. But is there anything else that you wish to discuss or say in the as Spectre of the White Dragon flits through the cloud?
I'd like to perform some funeral rites. Namely 5. I mean, we've still got a solid distance to go, so
Yeah.
before, anything happens, he said confidently.
Very well. You continue on.
It's not like we can stealth.
You
We could try.
No, we can. I'm
the
driving a
5 great war steeds and the wagon that is being
Yeah.
pulled by 2 more the gold and black wagon being pulled through the green grass.
I got some oil we
by
can put on the
2
wheels
more,
or the tires.
large by 2 more large horses stealthily pick their way through the
Over
increasingly
craggy
rugged
rocks with wooden wheels.
Out in the open.
Told if you go fast enough, they'll have no idea we're here.
On the far to the north, you can just begin to pick out the shadow of the eastern edge of the Aglanon Peaks. Whilst in the nearer distance, but still at least several days' travel away, smaller peaks rise on what you know to be the far side of Lake Denatir. You cannot yet see the lake, but what you can see ahead of you are plateaus rising from the sea of grass, each increasingly rugged, increasingly barren, but still covered with scrub-like vegetation. Trees beginning to become more common, but certainly no less twisted and draggled by wind and strangled by the rocky soil. But you are still able to pick your way forward, and as you do so, please go ahead and roll me a survival check for anybody that would be kind of keeping an eye out for tracks on the line.
Suppose Midnight should roll.
Yep.
Oh,
As well as looking out for dragons, you know, just no reason really. Suddenly, I'm now worried.
In terms of tracks and the like, you don't actually see kind of anything. You are in this great rolling expanse of steps and pasture, and it's hard. Like you do find the occasional sign of like the passage of some kind of herd of cattle or horses of some kind or something like that at some point in the past, but nothing that is relevant to your interest. That is until, as you continue on in your journey, the wagon bumping over the increasingly rough terrain, you come to the rise, the first of what you can see are a series of steep rises to this shelving plateau that goes up toward Lake Tanaka. And as you approach one, in the distance, you can see, sitting apparently quite unconcernedly in your direct path and what looks to be the easiest road up to the next level of this plateau, there is a figure, just seems to be like sitting on a tree stump with a weird kind of with a staff of some kind gripped in his hand. And as you approach, you can see that what you at first took to be some kind of strange, straggling bush that he was sitting in front of are actually seem to be growing out of his cloak and potentially even his hood of this cloaked figure. As he sits hunched, just kind of apparently hunched over on a stump at the edge of one of the paths up this plateau, making no effort to hide himself, and so Wander, you are able to spot him from far, far in the distance. And each of you, as you approach, are able to spot him in turn. I'm just hearing
Sorry,
the Boulder's
guys.
stealth sound. This is like...
No, I forgot to put on my glasses earlier, and now I've got a bit of a migraine. I think I'm gonna have to duck out.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Oh.
It's okay.
It is 11:15. So, I mean, it's a little bit short, but since Nick's not here,
No. Keep going. It's fine.
It feels like we're about to have something happen.
I'm just saying it might not be the best idea to go into this without two party members.
Yeah, well, then I'm a trooper. Let's keep going.
You sure?
Okay, would a break for 5 minutes help?
Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. So yeah, as I said, you see this hunched figure with this strange black cloak swathed about them, I should say.
I have
with
cast
this
Fireball to
strange-
level 5. Let's go.
No question.
Right.
And as I said, as you approach closer and closer, you can see that rather than them sitting in front of a kind of a thorn bush, it seems like these strange, scraggly kind of branches are growing almost like a great pair of antlers, not only from the head, but from the shoulders and back of this figure. And as they kind of turn, they're clearly aware of your approach. And as you sort of circle along the easy path toward them, they turn and you see these great antlers or branches or whatever they are turning with them. And as you approach close enough, the hood rises and you can see that in place of a face, there is a strange beaked skull staring out.
Naira looks to the group. Is this Hush?
No. It's after the earpiece. Definitely not.
Boink. So the dragon's your friends?
Figure stands.
Wendigo.
Skull swings. Take all of you in. My friends. Yeah. So you know a little of the game you will find yourself playing.
I don't know. When I play rugby, I usually cheat a little bit.
Cheating. Cheating is for those who believe in the rule. But you then would be the lions of the Harashin Court. Yes.
Everybody's just spread
The
out.
voice is mocking, sardonic, but there is a strange edge to it too, a dryness that's hard to pin down. The accent is strange as well. It has a tinge of Larkoan to it, but it's clearly very different than the language than what was spoken in Harkonnen or any of the other Tuscavrodian settlements that you've passed through to date. And as I said, he says, you then would be the lions of the Harashin court. Yeah.
Well, that puts us at a certain disadvantage. And who exactly are you?
Yes, my lord the Lion's Bane. It certainly does put you at a disadvantage. You have been an amusing distraction to this iteration. The cult has not blossomed as it has in the past, has not blossomed as it should. Thanks to you, in part. Your meddling has been interesting to watch, productive by the standards of such things, but ultimately futile. You must know this, yes. I know you spoke to the lady. She knows your face. You therefore should know her. You know you go to your death, yes.
You know, the thing is, this is when we find ourselves at some sort of impasse. We'll have to agree to disagree. I indeed believe everything that's in this futile Mors Vincent Omnia, but this is our parts to play, I believe. Don't you agree? Whatever I could say, as convincing as you've heard I am, and as silver-tongued as I am capable of being, I believe we'll find ourselves at an impasse in the end. Two men of faith, too stubborn to let go of the God.
Naira is slowly raising her hand, by the way.
You think I am man of faith? No, no, my lord Lion's Bane. Faith is for those who do not know better. I believe in something better. I believe in power.
I'm sorry, excuse me? How do you know we've spoken to her?
Because she gave me your face.
So you work for her?
Work for her. I suppose, in a manner of speaking, I do, yes.
Are we enemies?
Well, that depends, you see. You are mortals, for the most part. I believe, anyway. And as mortals, you are largely irrelevant to our plans. So, no, we do not have to be enemies. As frustrating as your efforts to date have been, they affect nothing in the grand scheme. You could return to your fight, return to Adalor. It would likely even be spared in what is to come. It is of no consequence to us. We call it a payment from the lady for your cooperation. I can arrange it. You can step aside, return from whence you came, live as a lord and lady should. And we need not be enemies. Or you can continue on this path. You can face the lady. You can face me. You can learn the power of corruption. The power that leeches all. The power of blood.
Well,
Make your choice.
that was a fun speech, Mel.
Hold on. I look at Lorium a little bit like this.
I think I got $5. I know what's about to be posted.
I can find
I
it.
have no money. Is there any kind of check that someone can do to like make sure something's really there? Just to make sure this isn't just like an illusion of him projecting himself in front of us. Like if he casts a shadow or something.
Solid.
Yeah, go ahead and it would probably be either a perception or investigation. I imagine you would want to roll perception.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Oh, holy shit.
What?
Wander, you kind of focus in on him, and you have been adventuring and have encountered enough, kind of certainly traveling with Uther. You are familiar enough with illusions in their various forms and the various kind of tiny telltales that indicate even the subtlest of illusion and make them imperfect. And you do not see those around this man. As far as you can tell, he is a fully corporeal being who is present in this time and place.
Feels like I should be worried about that, but I only feel better.
Yeah.
There we go.
Now I need a one-eye sunglass.
It's called a monocle.
It's called a tinted monocle.
And actually, with that perception check as well, Wanderer, as you are staring at him, you kind of are focusing your awareness on the world around you, plugging into the sensations that separate real from imagined or magical. And as you do so, you feel the faintest of tremors in the ground beneath your feet.
Something's off. The ground's shaking.
He plants his staff. And as he does so, you hear this sound, like two rocks striking each other. You see, those of you who are close can actually see the bottom of his staff as it touches, kind of twist and grow these writhing roots that dig into the ground, and a small kind of stain of black begins to spread around his feet. Choose, then, lions. Will you go and keep your pride? Or do you wish to discover what you face?
I'm walking towards a death. Want to shake on it?
Very well, then. The choice is made. Dat wanderemeth gorgondaraf velendo. Is berenor margandareth gel. Is darandor myth.
I see you, Uther.
None of you understand the words that he speaks, but they ring with unmistakable power and command. And as they still hang in the air, the echoes fading as they reverberate on the cliffs around him, he turns, cloak splaying out, walks and steps into the trunk of the tree and disappears. And as
that
the
is a
park
neat trick.
closes behind him,
Artie's coming.
Laurium, you find your hand cold to the sword at your hip. Wander, you feel the reverberations of the ground beneath your feet reverberate anew. And as this sensation of trembling becomes audible to, or becomes perceivable to all of you, I will need all of you, please, to go ahead and roll me some initiative.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Whoa!
Hell yeah.
Whoa!
Don't worry, I got it, guys.
That was at advantage. I rolled 2 2s.
Man, 2-2.
Did Uther do his special funny speech this morning?
Yes.
Okay. 17, right?
17.
Damn it.
I feel like we got a good spread. We got a 20 and a 2, so...
So, as you all feel the ground tremble, the echoes of this speech dying away, Laurian, you have called out the alarm, your hand on your sword telling you that combat is imminent. But, as you look around, there is no sign of the enemy. But Midnight, keyed to the possibility of this conflict, is able to act. What do you do?
Yeah.
I'm learning what things are possible, and well, I think stealth might as well try and hide.
Go ahead. Okay.
And that was a cunning action, and then ready in action to fire on any hostile creatures that appear.
Okay. Midnight is ready. And Naira, as your own head is whipping around, looking for the source of this rumble, you suddenly hear the sound of shifting earth. There is a noise, and with a fountain of dirt and stone being thrown skyward, a creature erupts from the ground next to you. A great, coiling, armored body unraveling from the ground and rearing up above you. A great mandibled mouth. A deep rumbling note that echoes in your chest as these mandibled claws scythe at the air, and acid venom drips from this stinking maw of teeth. And the first thing that it's going to do is, as it rears
does
above you-
Midnight get his
Midnight does indeed get his.
at
let me
advantage?
just- let me just roll a quick check. First of all, with Alpha. Give it a... there we go. Okay, yes. Give it a hair. Give it a ha. At advantage.
Yes.
What was that? It's a hit roll? 27?
27.
Okay. Yeah, that's a hit.
And what's his sneak attack at?
5d6.
Five.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Ooh, not bad. Wait. Hang on. Oh, okay. It didn't. Yeah, okay. So hang on. It should have done more than that, but for some reason it's not counting his bow as magical.
Oh,
Let me fix. I'll fix that later. Somebody send me a DM to fix that later.
he would
On it right now.
he would totally re-roll one of those ones because he could just do that.
Then yes, please go ahead and do so.
Want to do that, Christine?
Yeah. What do I have to do?
Just re-roll a
Roll a
d6.
d6. Yeah, he's re-rolling one of the ones.
He can just do that once a turn.
Nice.
Hell
Okay,
yeah.
an extra 4
Forward
points.
damage.
Nice. 27.
But as it rears up, this arrow thuds in, and it lets out a shriek of pain. But as it does so, you feel that kind of vibrating roar in your chest redouble, and Midnight is the one that just shot it, so he is going to be the subject of.
Infrasound.
Please go ahead and roll me a Constitution saving throw.
I was right. Someone's getting pained.
Seriously, you've called like fucking 5 things this second. It's crazy.
I was right.
Hold on. I'm gonna use my inspiration that I got earlier.
Okay. The Midnight is rolling, by the way.
Oh, Midnight's rolling? Well,
Yeah.
I nat 20. Can he keep that?
It was the first
I'll
one.
allow it. And yeah, it is the first roll, so I will allow it. And you will still have your inspiration. Does
Cool.
Midnight have inspiration? He doesn't, so well, he definitely doesn't now. But he is able to kind of duck away from the and shrug off the weird kind of vibrating resonance in his chest and avoids the damage. But for its part, it is going to focus its attention now on you, Naira, given that you are a tasty morsel that is, as it were, to hand, and it's going to start with its bite attack. 25.
Shield.
Okay. Did you blade song?
No, I did mage armor, but I didn't
You did
blade
mage
song
armor,
yet.
yeah. Okay. And so what is your AC with shield?
I'm double checking. It is 26.
Oh, even without your blade song? Holy shit!
Yes.
Okay. So it's fine.
With everything and shield, it goes up to 29.
Fuck me. Well then, it's still gonna try its slashing claws. 1. Oh, that's a hit, and 2. That's not a hit, but that is 1 hit for 11 points of damage as this great slashing arm rakes through your shield and hacks across your shoulder. And that is going to be its turn as we come to you, Uther.
Uther's going to because he can't, so he's going to first thing get that hex out there. Hit it with the hex, and then a pew. Oh, first one misses. A pew. Okay.
That's a hit.
Second one hits. And a pew.
Okay, yeah, those are 3 hits. Or, well, 2 hits, sorry.
2 hits. And then
Roll your
plus
damage on the
2d6, because I forgot to roll it on the first one.
You're good.
Oh, double.
Oh. But okay, your 2 shots, blam, blam, smashing through its carapace. This strange, dark green ichor oozing from the wounds. As again, there is this kind of reverberating, low sound of pain that is more felt than heard. And you've ended your turn, so we come to Naira.
Well, first things first. We're
gonna fix that little problem where I can actually get hit.
right. That's not the one that I should have hit, though. Where is it? There it is. No more of that, please. Thank you. And then I can also... Nobody else is over here with me. I am just gonna go ahead and... where is it? Shocking Grasp. Oh, I can't do that in this one, can I? Shit. I don't like your controls, Andrew.
Oh, the drag and drop. Yeah, well, it stopped working again. I need to fuck with the settings some more.
Probably not.
17, no. 17, well, wait, why is it?
Oh!
Oh, wait, no. That is actually a hit, but it is going to use... Oh, actually, no, you know what? No, never mind. It can't use that. So, yeah, go ahead.
And now... Oh!
Oh, damn!
Nice.
And now it does not have reactions.
Correct.
Seven applied.
Oh, it's... Okay, sorry. There's something... it's not registering your weapons as magical for some reason. Let me... fix something here.
think we only do magical damage.
Yeah, like I'm just gonna turn off that setting. 1 second, because literally all the damage that you do counts as magic in one way or another. So
Let me take out my javelins.
Yeah, we got on that hump a while ago. Like everybody's okay, we're good.
At this point, it's kind of just like, yeah, you damage it. Of course, it's magic. It's coming out of you guys.
I do at some point need
okay.
to find a magic javelin.
Let me deal the extra damage. Okay, I have properly accounted for the extra damage. And is that your turn?
Yep.
It is, okay. Wanderer and Lorian, you are both preparing to rush forward. But before you can do so, there is another chittering, kind of roaring, low rumble, and in 2 more bursts of earth and rock, 2 more of these creatures emerge from beneath the ground. This one, near the 2 of you, seems to take in a deep breath, and then sturging past its teeth, gushing out of this great maw. I am going to need both. There we go. Both Lorium and Uther to please give me a dex save.
Do I get to smack this one for?
No, it appeared basically as if it was coming out of invisibility.
Okay.
It appeared from under the ground. So it didn't move into your threat range. It just sort of appeared in it.
I get you.
Dexterity saving throw. Less 3 or 4, Lori?
It's 4.
4. Nice. Give it. I need
You still make it.
Hell yeah.
18 does it.
Jin.
Uther, you are going to take half.
I also take half.
Well, you take half of the acid. Oh, do you also take half?
I'm also poison resistant.
Hey, you both take 11 damage.
Infernal Constitution, baby! It's such a stupid fucking feat.
So good.
And
level 4.
then it is going to, having seen the danger of your blasting rod, Uther, it is going to go ahead and focus its infrasound on you. Please go ahead and roll me a con save.
Alright. Con saving throw. I'm gonna use my de-inspiration.
You're fine.
Oh. Yes,
Hell
we'll
Okay, this one now. Well, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Wander, go ahead and roll me 1d4.
Habit chat.
You killed us all.
Midnight, specifically.
That's
As
unfortunate.
These dozens of chitinous legs turn up the turf as its body snakes across the grass, rears up easily tall enough to reach Midnight in his tree perch, and unleashes a multi-attack.
They'll be fine.
He was in fact not
That's
fine.
going to be a hit.
They'll be fine.
He wasn't.
That's going to be another hit.
They'll be fine.
Hey!
I don't think it's going to be a hit. But he does take... Poor child! A total of 33 points of damage from both piercing, slashing, and acid, actually.
Ow.
None of which he had any kind of resistance to.
But he does have 17 temp HP, so just 16.
Not
It is.
anymore.
Yeah, not anymore. It was temporary for a
Yes,
reason.
he's fine. He's fine. Health is temporary. Murder is forever.
Knowledge is
Then
forever.
the second one that. Oh wait, that was the second one. Whoopsie. So this one should have gone first, but never mind. It is going to unleash on you, Lorium.
How
with-
dare you?
Oh no, it already did its big thing. Yeah, so no, it's fine. And then this one is going to go ahead and focus its infrasound on its target, Midnight. Midnight, please give me a con save.
Midnight just getting rocked up.
You'll be fine.
Well, it was the 2 on the 1d4.
Oh no.
Okay. He takes another 8. Okay, could have been worse. Another 8 points of
Not a lot worse.
thunder damage, and is under the effects of the Bane spell until the start of this lurker's next turn.
That's minus 1d4.
Minus
Yeah.
1d4 to attacks and saving throws. Wander, you're up.
Yes. I go there. And then I bless. And second level.
Bless in vain. Bless in vain.
Just gonna balance that out. Oh my good god. Fucking upcast it.
Oh.
Target those 3. Cast it. Now I'm casting it at second. Target those 4. There we go.
Okay.
Those 4 have been blessed.
It's funny because according to the rules, you need to do both minus 1d4 and plus 1d4. So
Nope.
it literally will be just.
Nope.
Yep. That's what we're doing now. You did this.
Bigger number wins.
Well, don't say that.
Go ahead and mark yourselves as blessed, or I'll just take care of it.
Yeah, I got mine.
And is that your turn?
I do believe that's my turn.
Okay, then Lorium, you're up, buddy.
Hello. Let me move. Okay. Yeah.
Oh no.
What?
I need a line about 100-foot here.
Nope.
You
Not
can
allowed.
absolutely cast
Not
directly
one.
along that line. Way! No, that's a miss, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Not one.
Oh shit!
Is that a miss?
Well, unfortunately,
Damn it. 18.
That's not, though.
Hey!
Oh.
Cha. Okay.
It's still
only a-
halved.
Why is God damn it? Okay, well either way. There we go.
That was almost max damage on the bonus action attack. And I do believe. I do believe that's my turn.
Okay.
It's my turn again. Oh wait, no, it's because it's midnight, and I have control of him too.
Midnight.
That was confusing.
Well, Midnight is going to disengage as a bonus action. Come back here. And then... He's still in range of this guy, right? Yeah.
Go get sneak attack
I just-
attacking him.
Oh, that's true. So we'll go after this guy because we like sneak attack.
Okie dokie. That's a hit.
5, 6. And is there? What else do I have to roll to make sure it takes all the damage, or did you already take off those settings?
I think I took off. I should have taken off those settings. We'll see.
Oh, let's find out. That's poo-poo damage anyway.
You can re-roll that one.
Cool.
I was gonna
So
say,
instead of 1.
do you know how his
There we go.
superiority dice work?
Oh no, I keep forgetting he has those.
But you can still use it. It's when you hit with an attack. A really funny one is goading attack.
Yes, because what he wants right now.
What does he have? Lol, he can push. Should we do a distracting strike? That way the next attack roll gets advantage?
Either or.
Guys?
Yeah. Go
Because
for
what does...
Goading makes it so that any attacks that creature makes are at disadvantage unless they attack him. The distracting shot gives the next attack to that creature advantage.
Alright, let's go with goading attack. There you go. And we're gonna add another d6, so we're adding another 5.
It has to make a wisdom
Okay.
save.
So,
Well, you'll be pleased to hear that it's great at those.
oh no.
It
Oh my
actually
gosh, it made it.
Yep. Sad life.
But is that his turn?
Yep.
Okay. Let's come down to this guy. This one is going to rush forward. And then it is also going to use its digesting venom.
A saving throw.
Not quite. Lauren, you will also have. I can't quite get it to line up properly, but you will also be hit by this. So all
Okay.
three of you, please go ahead and roll me your dex saves.
Oh, not good enough.
Same.
Ooh.
Oh, somehow.
Okay, you will take a quarter of this. But Uther and Wander, you both take the full brunt, 27 points. Half would be 13, halved again would be 6. So, Lorian, you take 6.
I lose my 10
So how much
HP.
of that was poison?
How much of it was poison? A half of. Oh, well, okay, so of that, 14 of it was poison.
Okay. So that's
So if you're resistant to poison, you reduce that by. Yeah, you reduce it by
Yeah.
7.
Okay. Coolio.
And then it is going to focus its infrasound. Yeah, you know what? It is going to focus that on you, Uther. Go ahead and please give me a con save.
Saving
And yeah, you
throw.
pass your concentration check with line.
Oh no!
One.
So that is going to be another 6 points of damage to Uther, and you are under the effects of the Bane spell until the start of its next turn.
Remember that
And
saving
blessed.
throws get blessed.
Oh,
Uther.
that's true. And a D4. Well, no, he not one did.
Whoa. Put on the
One D4 would not have made a difference.
put on the
no,
look
no.
to the save.
He's
The
talking about the
15.
save, yeah. The
Yeah.
Were you in range for the
Oh,
lure?
that's true.
It would have just made it.
It could have. Yeah. So no, you know what? You're right. So you should have only taken 13 there, Uther.
Okay. Nice.
Nice.
I'll do this real quick. I need it after I just not want to get baned.
But okay, so that is, and that is going to be its turn. Uther, you're up.
Uther's going to. Oh. As he then. Yeah. This seems like more fun. As he's then gonna run 15 to here. And 15 to here. And then he's gonna just go. You suck and no one likes you. And hit him with some unsettling words, which is going to drop his thing down by 3.
That's not terrible.
And then, of course, hit him with.
For some reason,
This-
it actually took that off his HP, so I'm going to top him back up.
And there we go.
Okay. Hang on. It doesn't actually roll it. Oh, hang on. It did.
Whoa! Holy shit!
No, hang on. It did something wrong here.
It doubled it.
So it took the 16, which is psychic. That's fair. But no, hang on. It did not roll it properly. It should have been rolling with advantage. So I am going to roll one more time.
Oh.
So it is unfortunately going to get some of that HP back, and it does not run away.
Are you checking to see if you're within range of a funny thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I still rebarbs that? Because it's funny.
You absolutely may. In which case, it takes the lowest of the rolls that it has available. Super disadvantage. That nat 1 comes back into play. It is back down to the previous hit point total, and it's gonna run away. 1,
Nice.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
And then I can hit it with the 3-piece as soon as it gets out of my range. 1,
That's a hit.
2,
That's also a hit.
and 3. Oh, that one.
Oh, that's not gonna cut it. But
Does
2 hits
D4 matter there?
from.
Oh, it could.
Oh, it could. Give it a try.
Give me 4. Oh, I don't think 16 does. Okay. So we got 1 and 2.
16 and
Okay.
10. 16 and 10, so 26.
26 total. Okay, that brings it down to that.
You gonna hit it, Wander?
Yeah, I guess it does leave my thing next. Yeah, sure.
It does.
I'll just do a little mace attack.
Little bomb.
Pepper spray it.
Pepper spray.
Use.
Give
I'm
it a
little
solid
too far
drop kick.
away. Could you perhaps move 5 feet closer to me for the purposes of me being able to roll? Cha.
Oh my god.
I done
It's a
diddly
hit.
hit it. And then the damage isn't right, so... is it resistant to bludgeoning, fire, or radiant?
It is resistant to bludgeoning.
Okay. Then the first d6 is... Oh!
0 applied.
Apparently, yes. So the
Okay, so yeah, 1 second.
6.
So 3, 4, and 8 is 12.
Hell yeah.
And then next, it's going to be attempting at least to leave Lorium. I
Yay.
assume you will.
15
Look at
feet
that.
away. Oh yeah, can you move it 10 feet or 5 feet this way? Yeah,
There you go.
that helps. Let's undo until previous, whatever. Normal attack hit.
That's a hit.
Normal damage roll. Oh my god.
Oh,
Two ones.
Oh.
So sad.
it is still on the dozens of things it calls its feet. but there is just gaping wounds in its chitinous carapace. This strange acidic blood is pouring all over the grass, and you can actually see like steam and smoke rising up from where the drops have hit the earth. Is that going to be your turn, Uther?
No.
That is going to be my turn. I burned everything.
It's part of my
Myra,
reaction.
you're
I'm
up.
gonna move right here. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh
you're a
wait,
very
you
nice
already.
man.
Oh, you can do that as part of your
Yep,
reaction.
yep.
Huh. Okay, then yeah.
Fucking vengeance paladin.
I
baby.
was- Wondering what I was gonna do. Yeah, I gotta move.
What a true wizard play. I fireball literally 5 feet away from myself.
Asshole.
I didn't ask how big, how much space there was. I said.
I love evocation wizards.
Oh my god. Sculpt spell.
Yeah. Start throwing it into the room with
Literally.
everyone.
Just blow up the room. Just walk away unscathed.
Just literally, I aim it at Lorium.
Yep.
Like he's the center.
I think I'm missing both Wander and Lorium like that, right? I am lighting
I
these trees on
can't
fire.
see, but yeah, I mean, yes, you can certainly place a fire. I'm not seeing your thing, but yes, absolutely, you can place a fireball where it'll
There
hit.
it is.
I just loaded in. So yes, absolutely, they are fine. Slightly singed in both cases, but no damage. As this
Precision.
conflagration boils out, and all three of them, oof,
Not bad.
not bad at all. Need to give you some dex saves.
Lorium sees Naira just pointing a finger in a little red orb, and he just looks to Wander. Danger close, buddy.
Ooh, two of them succeed, one failed. Okay.
Oh, he's so low. Is he the one who passed?
He did unfortunately succeed.
Or one of the two, yeah.
If he'd he was one of the two that succeeded. If he had failed, he would have been dead. But damn, that's even with the saves, that's 60 damage. That's not bad going. And anything else you want to do on your turn?
Nope.
Okay, and this one. Well, you, Naira, did just inflict some fairly horrible wounds on it, so it is going to rush forward toward you. And first thing it's going to do is focus its infrasound upon you. Please give me a con save.
Fuck
You
you.
are fine. And then, I mean, it's gonna go for a nat 20 of its own. You never know. It might burn a silvery barbs. Not with that.
It might burn his silver bars.
And not with that.
Oh, that was close.
And not with that. As Naira just almost contemptuously shrugs off the efforts of this giant slavering monster that was barreling toward her. And we come to the other one, which it is going to, it's going to move. Smart enough to do that. Around and attempt to come around you, Lorian. You actually did already use your reaction.
Yeah.
So it is able to get to here, and it's going to attempt to remonstrate with you for the wounds you have inflicted upon its.
I bonked it once. It's trying to bonk me 3 times. Let's go, boy.
Attack with advantage. That's a hit.
Oh yeah.
Claw. Attack. Advantage.
Oh, miss.
19? Okay. With advantage. 21, though, I think is a hit.
Yeah.
So. You take 19 points of slashing damage from the claw, and then 10 points of piercing and 3 points of acid. So that's rounded down to 1. So yeah,
11
that
points.
is
So 114. There we go.
you take 37 damage total.
Yeah.
No, reduced by 2, so 35 damage total. And that is going to be its turn as we come to you, Wander.
Hello. Sure. I'm gonna start moving over here. Just gotta have a thing.
Oh, he does indeed. So, yeah, he is going to go ahead and try and smack you, which means that. Oh, and Lorium, you still don't have your reaction back, so it gets to do it. Why is that? No. Oh, whoops! I clicked the wrong thing.
No, look.
I believe I have 109.
Oh,
That's a
26.
hit.
You take 19 points of slashing damage.
A hit. My math is wrong. Dumb. Hey,
You're not dumb. I also did the wrong math. I had to take off.
I can't fail this, but we'll do it anyway.
Yeah.
It's plus another 4.
Goodness me.
Then I'll go over here. Hello, friend.
A bomb too.
It's not possible to miss. It isn't. I could bonk, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna do a inflict wounds at level 1.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes. So I must target someone, of course. Hacha, habadacha, habadacha. Hey.
That's a hit.
I done hitted him
You did?
for a big ol'
Let's go!
26.
And for some reason it didn't apply, but you reach out and grasp the carapace of this creature. The energy of your spell flows into it, and suddenly this writhing form rears up, and the kind of rumble of infrasound that was emanating from it rises into this audible shriek that pierces the air and then puffs to a halt as you feel that your energy catch and twist and break something inside it, and the whole body, like a coil of rope, dropped, tumbles to the floor.
Hell yeah. Then with
Nice,
my last 10 feet, I'll go whoop.
Whoop.
And that's my turn.
And Larian, Larian, you're up.
I was skipped and then redone. He will. Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20. I'm trying to make sure I get the right measurement. You can't just walk through shit. And we will attempt the bunk. 1d4. Let's add that. Let's copy that. Let's paste it.
Uh, 17. It is going to go ahead and use its defensive carapace reaction. As your blow comes in, it turns and presents this mass of like razor slashing claws that catch your blade, and one of them flashes out toward you. Uh, 23.
Absolutely.
So you take 13 slashing, but it now must give you a dex save.
Yes, and my save went up. Yay! 16 now. Damn it!
Oh,
Oh wait, it's good as fuck anyway.
It does make it save, but it will take half, so go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh, very duty.
But
it's okay.
Great. Okay. So that is going to be. To the head.
Do it again. Discard previous. Yeah.
Oh!
It's always
Nothing I can
after
do
he
about
gets.
that.
It's always after he gets parried. It's always after he gets parried. Yes.
55 damage.
Nice.
Oh!
7.
So much more. So
His big number!
Big number. Bigger number, better person.
70 fucking damage! Holy shit!
And I'm gonna do it again, Dad.
You maxed out your radiant.
No! 18. 18 hit?
18 is a
I
hit.
did max out the radiant, that's funny. Need to make sure I take out the spell slot, and then... skadoosh.
Ooh, nice. Okay, yeah. Like, it catches your first blow and slashes out, giving you this small kind of cut that you just sort of almost contemptuously ignore.
Wait. I'm sorry. That was the wrong thing. I was supposed to do this one, which does less damage.
Well, thank God for that. So go ahead and roll damage on that,
Okay.
and then I'll just
have to
make an
roll.
appropriate adjustment.
I have to roll.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
That's a hit.
Okay, so this is
Well,
the
which, yes, would've
actual
been anyway.
damage. Yeah, see,
Okay,
15. It does do
Okay.
bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
The D4 was
D4 is the
bludgeoning,
bludgeoning.
so
okay,
1.
So it would actually be 14. Which, less than 26, so it should get 8 hit points back. Okay.
The nat 20
So-
got me too excited, so... just-
I mean, understandable considering it resulted in 70 fucking damage.
It's funny! And that's my turn.
And that's... Oh, is that all? Okay, well, Midnight's up.
Yeah.
Well, can Midnight sort of crouch behind this tree and stealth from this one as a bonus action?
Yes, yeah. That would, like, yeah.
If you're trying to get advantage, you could just steady aim.
Oh, that's true. I keep forgetting about steady aim. Thank you. Let's do that.
It's like I played a rogue for an entire campaign, let's go! They're so fun. They're so goofy. The best part is steady aiming and then getting AoE'd the next round. It's like, well...
That's a hit.
Do it.
Ooh.
Holy moly.
Damn it! It applied full damage this time.
It did, so I guess it registered that update.
And that's all he can do.
Okay. Oh, is that all? Okay. And next in initiative, that brings us to Uther. You are no longer Bane, sir.
Wondrous. He's gonna steal Lorium's kit.
I mean, feel free.
He's going to move his hex over onto the one that's chasing his wife. It seems more important. And then he's going to then go 1.
That's
Two.
a hit, but it is going to swing its defensive carapace around, and so that first one is a miss.
Then the
But
second
you
one
are out of
misses.
range of its thing. But the second one, oh yeah, 13 is going to be a miss.
And
so go ahead
then-
and roll your last
Oh,
attack.
ignore that. I accidentally clicked damage. Just
You're good.
Yeah, when it auto pops up. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hell
That's
yeah.
a hit, though. Nothing it can do about that one.
okay. Plus D6. Here you go. Catch these hands. 15.
Not bad. Okay.
And then
Naira. Oh, sorry.
intern. Yep, intern.
Okay, now it's Naira. Yeah. Skipping ahead.
And Naira's gonna steal Lorium's. I'm kidding.
I mean, feel free. It goes before us.
Yeah, he's just like, no, do it, do it, do it, do it.
How far is that? 60 feet. Can I even do it? I can move forward. I can try.
Certainly try.
That'll get you within 50.
Oh, but no, because they've got advantage on like all of their saves, so I'm just gonna try and kill the one in front of me. Nope.
No, that's a hit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. And it already uses reaction, so nothing it can do about it.
And
Oh wait, part of that's acid.
Yeah, it's calculating that.
Okay, yeah, it's-
that one.
I
For
figured.
some reason, it seems that issue seems to have been resolved.
where? Why isn't it working? I'm sorry, my thing's being weird. There we go.
You're good. That's another hit. Oh, damn. Nice. Okay.
And then I'm gonna back up a little more.
And it already uses reaction, so it can't swipe at you.
Couldn't swipe at me anyway.
Oh, you're
Mobile
mobile. You're right.
Funny feet.
And that is the end of my turn. End turn.
And with Icarus blood dripping from gaping wounds in both of them, a member of their clutch already laying dead on the grass. Both lurkers. Twist and turn, their mandibles coming together and starting to this rhythmic movement that bursts open the ground beneath them. Segment after segment of their bodies and these flashing, parrying claws dig the earth out of the way as they both rapidly and quickly disappear back into the ground beneath your feet. And you all feel the now telltale rumble of their presence die away. As they appear, for now at least, to have been driven off.
I'm sure we'll never see them again.
Never. Never ever.
They learned their lesson.
Yeah, we killed Tom, the deep lurker.
And for now, I think that is where we shall end tonight's session.
Hell yeah.
Sorry.
Yay!
Everyone's
That was a
damaged
good
but
one.
Naira.
Thanks for the game, everybody. Yeah.
I was like, at least only Wander and I took damage. I was like, oh wait, Scout took damage. Oh fuck, we took damage.
Literally everybody took damage except for Naira. And
As it should be.
that is where we will end it for tonight. And we will pick up same bat time, same bat channel next week, where we shall see what awaits you on the shores of Lake Denatur.
It's three
Hell yeah.
dragons.
To be fair, every time you guys took damage, I would look at how much you took and then look at it as how much of my hit points that would be. And I was just like, oh, that's just like half. Just half gone. Like that.
Wizard gameplay.
That wasn't even a crit, man. Ah!